Oh, hey, that was weird. Am I there now? Can anybody hear me and or see me? Oh, hey, that was weird. That answered my question. Okay. Sorry, I guess Firefox has issues with that. I apologize, but glad anybody is still here to watch. What up, Sean? I see you. And Lasagna and Spaghetti Nation, I guess if you're still here, yay. So yeah, obviously StreamYard's a little bit difficult, but I went ahead and pulled it up in Chrome. Seems to work fine now. It was funny because I could see myself in the bottom corner, like the little preview of your own camera, and that was working, but it wasn't actually broadcasting. So what am I drinking? I'm drinking a ocean water from Sonic. Blue Sprite. I'm drinking Blue Sprite. But either way, other guys might show up later. I'm not sure. I invited some of the Plastic Cannibals crew to come hang out just for a little bit because it's been a while since I've done a live stream, and I've been wanting to try StreamYard, which is so much easier than Hangouts because you can actually do everything you want to do directly from this particular website/app. And it'll port to your Facebook, it'll port to your YouTube. You don't even have to really change anything. Oh, that's good. I actually have it pulled up as me on the other side. So it's actually pretty cool. Now, it doesn't have like the other stuff that I usually do with OBS and all that stuff, but you can always pull that in. So I don't know how, but I'm pretty sure you can. I don't know. I'll figure it out one day, but hi guys. Hi. I know it's been a while. Excuse me. I have been very busy between Double October and other projects that you'll be seeing coming up pretty soon. I have been very busy. So no real time for live streaming, basically just doing stuff round the clock. Now, that being said, I do have a few things I need to review coming up. I started the other day. I got some kind of quickie reactions out of the way. I've got a couple more in-depth things that I want to do. And then I'm going to be starting on my first larger project that's going to take up probably a couple weeks or so in November. I'm going to actually not have any Gundam reviews for a little while, guys. I'm sorry, but I will be building things. However, I got a box like beginning of last week, and I just kind of had it sitting off to the side. So I figured I'd go ahead and open it for you guys so you can see what I got. If anybody wants to take a guess at what it is, I will say it's a kit of sorts. I got this from YM Gunpla Sales. So I have bought stuff from him in the past, as you guys have seen, and he kind of has the same impeccable packing as usual. So shout out to that guy for all your P Bandai needs, unless you actually signed up for the P Bandai store. But he usually sells them kind of for a flat price. He used to individually figure out the shipping and stuff. Now he actually just has a roundabout shipping price for everything. So the price you get includes shipping, which is still pretty nice. Sniff, sniff, chili dog. What? You're weird, Sean. No, not a chili dog. Okay, so I can see that 4 people are watching, but I know that I'm one of them, or at least I was. See, one thing is that usually the box, because it is a handmade box, like he's actually cutting those chunks of boxes to fit exactly. It's usually so tight I can't get the thing out, and that is what I'm currently encountering. Not to mention I'm fighting my own microphone wire here. So open it from the bottom. And what will happen? Looks like there's a seam there. And he uses like this really badass packing tape. Like I'm used to like the clear garbage that we use at work. This is like the good stuff. I have to assume that he works in like the shipping industries. Yes, Sean, I'm aware that you're weird. Guys, if you're watching, make sure you say hi. Yeah, this is going to be a very unorthodox live stream because I don't really have anything I want to do other than just talk and hang out for a bit. Because Double October has been on autopilot since I finished the last review, so to speak. The only one I have not done yet is the Your Build section. So I'll start compiling those things on Tuesday and then go from there. Uh-oh, you almost saw in the box. Either way, nobody wanted to guess, so I can get it out now. Judson Osgood. The Judd is here. So that's a nice box. I just crushed a few things. So, what up, Judd? So, Sean, did you see some of the reveals at TFCon? Some of the third-party reveals, where another company decided to take on the largest Transformer ever by beating it by more than a foot. I want to see how much that thing's going to cost in the end. Not buying it. That's for sure. Okay. Actually, I just realized I don't need my headset until other people show up. If other people show up. There we go. Also, if you guys need me to like turn up the mic or something, let me know. So, what we have here is the next in the MG Hazel line. So it's the Gundam TR1 Hazel 2 early type, or also the Hazel Reserve Unit / Jim Quell. So if you guys go all the way back to when I did the What is a Gundam Nerdcast, and I went over the entire history of the Hazels because somebody was arguing with me that the Hazels aren't Gundams, this thing right here is proof that the Hazels are Gundams. So it started out as a Jim Quell, got upgraded to the Hazel Reserve Unit, so using extra parts left over of other Hazels, and with a quick paint job, it could be sent into the field as needed. Then it was upgraded and redesignated as the Gundam Hazel 2, which comes with the cool tri-booster thingy on the back, or whatever it's called. So I was excited to get this one, so I can continue my MG Hazel line, even though I have the HGs and I still haven't finished them all. And I do have the Hazel 2 version of the Woundwort, and just haven't gotten to it yet. But like I said, I'm going to be taking a break from Gunpla for a little while. Double October usually does burn me out kind of hard. I'm just seeing some other stuff here. But that's not the only thing I got. I got some other stuff along the way. Some things I'll show off as they come in the regular reviews, but I got a couple things the other day. Shoky Eagles Freedom Rock. Turn it up. What? You're weird. Judd's also weird. Why is everybody who watches me weird? Maybe it's a reflection of myself. Either way, so I made the rounds on Friday because it was payday. And I'd already seen these in stores, but I happened to grab them. Because you guys should know by now, I love my Dragon Stars, even though they're just dumb action figures. And of course, they've started on repaints and slight remolds of newer figures. So I picked up the GameStop exclusive shirtless Goku. So new Super Saiyan Goku. It has the exact same body as Ultra Instinct Goku, now with new or old Super Saiyan hair. It does look like a brand new head sculpt, because it doesn't look like any Super Saiyan Goku that I've got, because I've only got like the regular crappy Super Saiyan Goku, which I can't see right now because he's fallen over. So he'll be going on the Saiyan shelf. I'll probably do just a quick reaction and comparison with him. It does look good. The new head sculpt looks good. The hair looks oddly familiar, but I say that on every one of these things that I look at. I always think they're borrowing the hair from someone else, but it kind of looks like first time he went Super Saiyan, but it's clearly the body of that, or it's the end of Super when he goes Super Saiyan for like a few seconds with Frieza to help beat Jiren. So maybe that's what they're emulating, considering that he's got the same body. Haha, bingo. In response to if I need to turn up the mic. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can I can mute it. I don't know if I have audio control, to be totally honest with you. Oh, I did get a new pop filter here, so I don't know if that's going to make a difference. Obviously, it's just my headset thingy here. Okay, I see Ozzy in the chat. What's going on, Ozzy? Spartan Ramses 3. How's everyone doing? Hello. Okay, so continuing on with more repaints and things. So I picked up the Walgreens exclusive Super Saiyan Gogeta. So when he went Gogeta and Super Saiyan in the movie, it's exactly the same body as the previous Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. I have to look at it, and he's up there on the shelf. It might even just be the exact same hair and face sculpt. I'll look at it, but he does have the same shading job on him, but this one's way worse. I'll show it off more whenever I actually do the review, because they went super heavy on the arms, and like it's very not consistent on the chest. So this guy might end up being a candidate for my first new painted figure and actually do a paint job on his body. And I might pick up another one to do the slight repaint into old school movie Fusion Reborn Gogeta with the slightly different colors. What's up? Hey, man, finally responding. I gotta say, awesome content. Thanks. It's cool. Welcome. If you don't mind me asking, how did you find my channel? Because I know it varies depending on my content, since I do a lot of things. So I'm always interested what brings people to the channel. Jose, Rosa, what's going on? Oh yeah, and I've been trying in vain to bring up my Logitech webcam controller so I can turn off autofocus. It doesn't care. It doesn't care what I want. Okay, so I picked up some other stuff today. We were out and about. Just got out of the house. We did a Halloween party last night. That was fun, but we stayed up way too late. I think we left the party at 1 o'clock. Which, if you guys know me, I get up super early on Saturdays for work. And so I was up from before 4 a.m. till after 1 a.m. So I was very tired. Double October. Double October. Ooh. That's a whole new thing. Double October. But anyway, so I was hitting up good old Harbor Freight. I was looking for some punches so that I can make holes in styrene. So one thing I picked up was some more of these little spring clippies. They're actually really good for holding small parts together while you're gluing. They're not super strong, so they're not going to crush anything really, but they're good enough to hold stuff in place. I used them a lot for a build that you guys will see coming up soon. I already had one small set. Figured I can always use more. So these look ever so slightly different. Different color, slightly different mold. Basically the same thing, but really good like there. I'm impressed you made it to 130. Oh, yeah. Dude, once you reach a certain point, you're just awake. And we were drinking. Like, we had a bottle share. I don't even know how many I had. Like, different types. Obviously, I'm not drinking full beers. But I think I had probably 12 or so different beers, which was nice. Brought home a couple that we didn't get to, so there's that. But we had fun. My buddy finally couldn't do their party. It's normally an annual party last year because they were in the middle of moving and having a kid. So this was the first one in the new house, which is an awesome new house. So I did find some punches, but they weren't what I was after because I looked it up on the internet to see the type of punches I was looking for, and I went over literally the entire store. Couldn't find what they had, but I found these guys. So there's it's a 6-piece hollow punch set. Once again, for making holes in, well, different things. But in my case, I want to use it on styrene sheet because holes are usually useful for things. And it's way easier than using a drill bit usually that can bind up. And that's something I did. I got a lot of use out of my pin vise. So pin vices are good for super small things, but if you want a nice round hole, and in this case, these are for using with a drill, so you can literally just go, drill it into something, or you can use it as a punch. You can just whack it with a hammer. But that's not the only thing I grabbed. So we went to Michael's on the way home from there because Hobby Lobby was closed because Sunday. But the thing I was really kind of looking for to do smaller holes. So those are bigger holes. And I couldn't find this because somebody put the wrong thing on the hooks in front of it. The wifey found it. Luckily, she was looking on one side, I was looking on the other. And it's a leather punch. So you get 6 different size holes. And if you need to at some other point, you can totally switch out the heads for other types. And for like $10, definitely not gonna knock it. And this is so much easier because you don't have to like whack it with a hammer or put it on a power drill. You just literally put it on the plastic and goes dink, you know. But it's a new tool. I like new tools. Make the world go round, and I'm just ever so slowly buying new stuff. Sean's comment obviously went a little bit behind what I just showed off. So, leather punch, Sean. Oh, cool. Has a safety clasp. Good. I was wondering how I was going to do it. I almost lost the little thingy there. I took it apart. So let's look at this. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so pull that up and out of the way. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I assume this is detented ever so slightly. Yes. Ooh. Now I need some styrene sheet. Hold on. I have my bucket of stuff down here now for building. So my tools and other paints and assorted things. So I did get some styrene sheet for the project I keep referring to that you guys aren't going to see just yet. Along with some other styrene stuff. Let's see here. I know I've got some thicker pieces, but I think they're all down at the bottom. Okay, so let's just... Aha! Found the piece I was looking for. Okay, so that'll work. So just cut off a bit of styrene there. I found a couple. I found a new model shop that I can pick stuff up from. They're a long drive away, but they had a lot of cool stuff. But I found out because I was looking for, I forgot the name of this brand, Evergreen. So Evergreen products, Hobby Lobby had them. So after I went all the way down to Houston, to like the far end of Houston to get stuff, I ended up finding it. So let's see how this works. So I'm just gonna line that up and. Okay, so it does leave a little bit of oil, if I'm honest, but it's a good hole. I mean, it's a beveled hole ever so slightly, so I probably need to clean that up just a little bit. But, you know, it's thinner styrene, so I guess it's okay. Oh, yeah, here's the hard part. How do I get that out? Because it's just kind of stuck in there. I would need something to poke it. So, yeah, so all these little nozzles get bigger as they come up. So they're flared ever so slightly. Oh, that's not what I want. Either way. So that's pretty cool. Let's try again. Well, in this case, if you do it near an edge, it'll kind of deform it ever so slightly, but it's still a pretty clean hole, if I'm honest. I might need just a little bit of like deburring or something. That's pretty good. Obviously, it's meant for leather, so that's a different story. Let's try just a different head, different size. Oh, it would be useful to know the sizes. That's the only thing I can't tell is what size they are. I have to look at the packaging. Okay, so we'll go for a smaller size. So there's the holes I punched so far. Yeah, I'm a dork. I'm playing around with a hole punch. Oh yeah, that's nice. So coolness. I can make holes. Useless things. It's fun though. See, one thing I was kind of wanting to get at, and I had to do this on this project. I actually had to make little rings for things. So I actually ended up having to drill through a small circular piece to end up making a hole, so to speak. But what I was considering is if I could use different size punches, I could actually make a ring fairly effectively. Okay, I'll go with the tiniest size here. Okay. Ow. Yay. Also, this looks like something you'd use to like pull teeth or something. I don't know. So, oh yeah, little guy. Little guy works nice. Oh, let's see what happens if I punch it from the opposite side too. I wonder if it'll clean it up. Huh. Didn't expect that. Okay. So let's take my crappy knife here. Just give it a quick once around. Clean up that edge. That's not bad. Yay. So I do have some news. I sold off a couple of my G1 re-releases. A buddy of mine missed a couple of them whenever they were out, and he wanted to make his shelf a little bit more complete. So I actually sold off a couple of my G1 re-releases and made back some money. So it's possible I might get an airbrush sometime soon. So for everybody who has been telling me to up my painting game and get an airbrush, I'll probably get one soon. So I've already got an airbrush compressor, but I've just never bothered to actually get an airbrush. But since Sean keeps telling me I need to do it, I probably will then. Oops, I can't be in here without getting plastic shavings everywhere. Where did the clippy go? Holds it together. There it is. Okay, I dropped it. So, yay, hole punch works. So that's going to be fun for adding new details to such things as model kits and whatnot. Is there a specific one? I don't know. There might be. There might be a specific head size. Oh, no. There we go. So, cool. Hole punch, $10. Also, because I have been losing a little bit of weight, I'm going to use this on my belt. So, yay for that. For getting slightly healthier. Okay, but that's not all for everybody else who is nerdy and likes toys and such. I didn't know these were a thing yet and just happened to stumble upon this actually on the clearance shelf. I guess where somebody was just hiding it over at the good old Target. And I picked these up for other people, but never for myself. But it's about time. So I got the Mega Construx 10th Anniversary Master Chief. Because it's Master Chief. Why not? They also, Mega Construx has a whole Master Chief like build now. And it looks awesome. I might pick that up for the Halo shelf. But in this particular set, they've got Master Chief, the Rookie, Spartan Noble 6, Tartarus, Yap, the Destroyer, so a Grunt, and then you got Spartan Cat from whatever. Got a holographic Cortana with Guilty Spark, which is pretty cool actually. The Didact, Prophet of Mercy. If it was Prophet of Truth, I would have got him because they did have him. They also had Tartarus, and I would definitely get the Arbiter. So I mean, it's nothing super special, and I love the fact that it's actually the old Mjolnir armor, not the newer stuff. So it's from the original Halo, I guess. Yeah, because it's not as good stuff from much later. But if I'd found these sooner, I would have definitely picked them up. And they all come with gold weapons and this cool 10th anniversary packaging. So I mean, for $5, yeah, I'll get me a tiny Master Chief to go on the show. So what's going on with you guys? I see 7 people watching. If you're watching, say hi. Also, for those who are watching, how are you enjoying Double October so far? It ends this week. So if you have been putting off getting Double October merch, last week it's going to be available. Oh yeah, I forgot. Wyampoon usually sends a thank you card, so that's pretty cool. It's a cute little raccoon. Yay! It's our pleasure to work with you. Like I said, good people. They ship very quickly. Like it was here in less than 2 days. Packaging is hand done. Fair prices for P Bandai kits and different things. He actually was getting rid of some backlog stuff that he had already had. If I hadn't already bought a few things already, I would have bought some more stuff. What will be the final kit? Technically speaking, the final kit will be y'all's kits, because the final quote unquote review will be just going over the builds you guys have shared on the Discord, which there have been quite a lot, either builds or collections. If it's 00 related, whether it's customs, whether it's just the builds, master grade, 1/100s, whatever you got, there have been quite a few people that have done it. This month did go by fast, Sean. You're right. So that'll be the actual last video. But the final review will be a thing that I've teased for a little while. So that will be on the 30th, will be the last review of that. This week will consist of random stuff, if I'm honest. Wait, Thursday? 30th? What? 27th? 20, okay, yeah, so I think there's only 4. I thought last week, okay, so if you guys paid attention to some of the ways we were talking in the videos with me and Rodmus between Thursday and Friday, I was saying that the next video would be the last one and it would be my custom. But that was on the old plan. So like I said, YouTube time travel is a thing. So you can make a plan, you can make a schedule, but you don't always follow that schedule. So when we filmed that, the original intent was to have his customs in the same week with mine. And then actually Eric's, we've also referred to as being in that same week. So there was supposed to basically be like a custom week. But the way it worked out, I didn't want to compile too many of one thing into a week, with the exception of Trans Am week. So I already had one themed week this year. So throwing customs all in a single week. And honestly, customs don't always go over well. The Eric review got a lot of views, like for his 00 Sunriser in Alleluia colors. You guys apparently like that a lot. Actually, the Wing 00 did much better than his X-Age. So I don't know what happened there. I shared that equally. So if people just didn't like it, no, that sucks. But you know, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. So that was part of it. Okay, so I ordered the HG Amazing Exia because it's 00 October, so I got one. Sweet. I never built the HG, only the MG, which is here. It's like I'm having to look at the shelves behind me in the mirror. Well, you know what I mean. So yeah, the I'm looking. I gotta look here. Yeah, okay, so this is my left. Yeah, I got it. Okay, so this shelf here, the Amazing Exia and the Exia Dark Matter on that shelf. So that's my Build Divers shelf. I'm sorry, Build Fighters shelf, and then Build Fighters Try mostly in this shelf, and then it goes into Divers and such. Rodimus 13, that person. Howdy. Oh, it occurs to me, I need to have a Facebook notification going on here. I just realized I was waiting to hear back from people. So okay, so hold on. Yeah, riveting. I'm texting people. So I guess for some strange reason, StreamYard didn't want to work on Firefox. It was fine in practice because you can do like a whole practice record session, so you don't actually have to stream it. So that's actually really cool. So say I wanted to do a podcast with somebody, I wanted to record it later instead of just streaming like I'm doing right now, I could do that. And if we wanted to do like the standard style through OBS and all that stuff, I could do that too. But we do it on the record session, so we're not having to broadcast where we'd just be having the conversation. So the main thing I was trying to do is get somebody else to come in so I can see how the conversations work, at least for myself. I know some of the other guys that I know through Roma collectors and stuff like that. They've been using it for weeks now, ever since Hangouts kind of failed. So it seems to be pretty good. Honestly, it's very easy. You don't have to have like a crazy account or anything, and it can multi-stream if you actually upgrade. I don't know how much that costs or anything, but you can actually stream to multiple places at the same time. So I was actually trying to set it up so it would be streaming on the Facebook page or in the Plastic Cannibals group, stuff like that, all at the same time, and YouTube channels. So say we did a Plastic Cannibals live and we've got our normal group together, we could potentially stream that to my channel, Arthur's channel, my Facebook page, and the Facebook group all at the same time, in theory. The Double O custom was cool. Really liked that color scheme on the Double O. Yeah, I did too. That's why I told him to do it. And I made the joke in the episode. He hit me up. Eric hit me up this weekend. I was busy, but I got back to him eventually. I didn't see the message until later. Wanting my opinion on the color scheme for another kit. I was like, dude, really? It's like, come on. It's like, you got to figure it out on your own. It was just, unfortunately, he figured it out on his own, and it came out crappy. What's up, Jack Blade? I'm guessing the Astros are playing right now. Because the wife is doing really good. By the way, go Astros. Kicked ass last night in Game 3. I'm not cheering them on, because if I cheer them on, then they lose. So for most people who probably don't care at all about the current World Series, it's only our third time ever in franchise history to go to the World Series. We won the second one 2 years ago, and we were on track to win this one just by if you just watch the team play, you look at it and you're like, okay, they're going to win, no problem. And then fell flat on their faces on the first 2 games at home. And we're just like, what happened? Like, this is the old Astros team at this point. I'm trying to think, was there anything else I wanted to show off for the time being? I'm trying not to show off things that I'm going to do like full-on reviews of and stuff like that. So I've got behind the computer here, I've still got my Force Friday pickups, and then actually I guess all 3 of those were Force Friday pickups. They're not all Star Wars things. I did see Target had a sale going on right now, so they actually had the all Star Wars stuff on sale. So I almost picked up the new Rey and Dio, I guess is what the little robot is called. I think I'll just wait on that. I don't actually need to have like the very first run and stuff like that, so I can pick it up later. Excuse me. But I did want to have a better Rey. I picked up the Rey and BB-8. The first run, which just kind of sucks. And considering it's only been like, what, 5 years? 6 years since that figure came out? Not even. And there's been such an amazing change in the way that the head sculpts and the paintwork have come. And actually, the one I had in hand had some pretty bad paint on it. So I can wait for one later on. But I've been getting more Transformers. In fact, I do have a new tiny Megatron on its way to me currently. I've been waiting patiently to make sure I had the money to get him. And then I got my YouTube money, so that's good. I don't care, but I'm rooting for your Astros. As a Cubs fan, we had to wait 100 years for ours. That's true. That's very true. Peeling apples and making applesauce. That's interesting. Also, guys, let me know what the delay is. It didn't seem like it was much when I was streaming it, when I had to test to see if it was working again. I guess I'm gonna have to go back and delete that first like few minutes where it wasn't working. Can you guys hear her? But yeah, in this case, I think the Astros are probably the underdog a little bit, even though that at most points throughout this season they were the best team in the league. So obviously everybody wants to win again, and considering it took Hurricane Harvey for us to win last time, like the whole city's hopes and dreams are resting on the Astros, and they brought it home like fairly easily. And this year with the storm that flooded out good chunks of Houston again, everybody's like, does it take major natural disasters for us to win championships? Because our football team can't seem to figure out how to win again, despite being pretty good this year. I'm not a huge sports guy, but I know enough about what's going on, at least with our local teams. But hey, if anybody's watching in the chat and wants to pop in and have an actual conversation, we could probably pull that off. I don't know how well I like this and why. I don't think the and why really matters. It's mostly you're just gonna get an answer, right? I just want to know. I don't know how StreamYard works on phones. If it works at all, it might be an app. I don't know. I mean, you only need like an email. As long as you have an email to log in with, they don't even care. They just send you the email with a code, and you log in, and boom, you're on. So you don't have to have anything fancy to join in. Resin kits, they're fine. I mean, I haven't done one, but I've seen friends struggle with them. Mitchell started doing a resin conversion kit on his Gundam ground type that would be turned into a Blue Destiny. And I don't even think he got close to finishing it. So it took so much sanding. Usually these resin parts are very rough, have a lot of seam lines and need to be shaped and stuff like that. But it seems like in some cases, if they're more mass produced, they might be better. Like some of the ones that are pretty rare-ish or more garage kitty are the ones that need the most amount of work. I'm trying to remember. I don't think Eric did one. I know somebody else did. I know that Daniel did the Night Gundam conversion on Wing Zero. That was pretty cool, but he said he would never do another resin kit again. Just because it was such a pain in the butt. Just so much prep time, sanding, all the stuff like that, gluing in a lot of cases. So, I mean, resin kits are fine. You're just going to put the work in. And I guess in a lot of cases, I'd almost rather just build my own thing from scratch if I can than buy a resin kit. I have seen, I forgot the name of the company. It's a funny name. Hobbytown started carrying the line. So it's add-on parts, metal parts, weapons, and a conversion kit for the Gym. And I almost picked it up, but I looked at the cost. I'm like, that's just not worth it for me. But I mean, like usually you'll get better details and stuff like that, crisper lines, new vents, stuff like that. So I guess they're good for if anybody wants to do like a detailed custom things like that. So I guess it's not bad. It's just how much work do you really want to put into them? But also you gotta watch the cost because most of them are not mass produced like in the same way like a Gundam kit is mass produced. So they'll sell a few thousand, maybe 2,000 of them instead of 50,000, so the cost will probably be higher because it's less of a run. So it's up to you. But I guess if you're used to, say, much older model kits that take a lot of glue and maybe even some shaping and stuff like that, not even Gundams, but old like World War I, World War II kits, stuff like that, then you're probably used to most of what it takes to do a resin kit anyways. So there's that. Simpro, thank you. Or Sim, yeah, either way, thanks. Are you talking about the chat thing? Chat thing. I don't know how much lag you've got there. So, like, it seemed like the chat questions come in much later than when I've said something. Because to me, I didn't seem like I had that much lag. And yes, I was talking about this StreamYard's live streaming thing. Because you can have other people on. So I was waiting for some of the other Plastic Cannibals guys to be available to come play, so to speak. Because I know Judd has jumped in before, but I know he was kind of busy right now with the family and whatnot. Oh, what does that do? Oh, okay. Hold on. I forgot about this. I forgot I can actually throw one of y'all's comments up on the screen. Hey, that's pretty cool. I forgot about that. Okay, so yeah, this has a lot of fun things here. No overall lag on your end. Cool. And so for anybody who needed to know that answer, that was Ozzy's answer to the resin kits I was talking about for like the Gym and stuff like that. So yeah, Sim Pro or Sim. I remember Sim being up in the corner because I think they got decal sheets, add-on parts, like several different type of metal thrusters, different types of stuff like that. Oh, you're just a slow typer. Okay. You need voice to chat? So you can just talk at it and it'll just be like doo-doo-doo. We must be doing good. It's kind of funny, if I'm honest. But for your question you were asking earlier about what the last review will be, the last kit, it's sitting right there. Right there. It was actually out. I had to put away. So here's the funny thing: if I had left it out, you'd be able to see it over my shoulder. So it's just coincidentally I pulled it out to do a video earlier with it. That I need to edit in the next 2 days. I've been working on like the most elaborate editing project I've ever done. It is something I'm a part of, but it's not for me. So, um, yeah. So it took me 3 days, not full days, but 3 days to edit a less than 5 minute chunk of video. So that was a lot of editing. I had to learn a few new skills, upgrade my software a little bit so I can have effects and things like that, and hunting down sound effects and music pieces and things like that. It took a lot, and it was only for a 5 minute chunk of said video. I still got to do the rest of the video, but everything from there on out is much easier. But that will be coming up later this week, not on this channel, but I will have kind of an announcement for it. So stay tuned here on my channel so you'll know when that video is coming out. Cool? Yeah, plugs. So good for that. Jack of Blades, yes. I kind of like this. This is cool. So like if I did like a Q&A this way, I can legit like just pull your question up on the screen. This is neat. And like you can do like I guess if you get the upgraded version, I guess obviously there's a paid version of this, or else I wouldn't have the powered by StreamYard, excuse me, up in the top corner. So like banners. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I had it turned off. So Shoky Sunday live stream. I can have that on the screen or any other banners I want. So say we're rolling through topics and stuff like that, I can literally have another. Here, look, let's see here. Create a banner. So I can go stuff I got. So just change up, and now we got a new. It goes away quickly, and it can pop up slowly. That's pretty cool. And of course, you can identify yourself different ways. You can do all kinds of other things. If I had, if I get the upgraded version, I can have like my logo in the corner, stuff like that. I can do a custom overlay. So like there's this one that's just live with StreamYard, stuff like that. So I could make one of my own, I guess, that would fit there. If I wanted to do a custom one, you can do that. You can do backgrounds. I don't know how this works. It's like I don't know how that will work. So it's a pretty cool software. Go back to comments here. I assume that the comments are the same thing because obviously you guys are watching this through YouTube. So it's porting your YouTube comments through here. See, I want to know if I'm simulcasting to Facebook and YouTube and people are commenting, which one will I see? Okay, so okay. Oh, okay. So StreamYards don't have or it doesn't work on an iPad. That's stupid. I never looked into it to see if they had apps or not. I assumed that people could work it off their phones, but most of us use it off our PCs. I never looked. I wanna actually look now. StreamYard. Because I've already searched for it. Oh, I need to charge my phone. Okay. Does it have an app? Or are you just saying your iPad won't work for that? What were you using before? Because the way it looks like, I mean, I'm just using it on. If I did it this way, I assume it would just work on the phone. Yeah, I don't think it's an app. I think you can just use it on your browser. Because this is just browser. Yeah, it might. Yeah, Alex Ruiz. Hello. Sorry, we're discussing StreamYard to see if there's a way to work it on his iPad. Try it in just the browser, Judd. Because all you need is an email, and it'll send you the code to log in. Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, I would assume there was an app. Because to me, it makes sense to have an app. Because Hangouts was an app. Let's see here. Let me see here. Where's the freaking no? I was like, where's the app store? Me no phone good. There's Streamlabs. That's why I keep saying StreamYards. Okay, so there's Streamlab that can do very similar things, but obviously it doesn't do that. Yeah, so yeah, there's no. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, sweet. I need to get the Google AdSense app, so I can keep a track of the tiny amount of money I make on YouTube. I'm just happy my numbers are slightly coming back, and I mean slightly. So that's how I can tell that some things have changed with the way people are finding and seeing my videos now, because I'm getting more views than I was months ago. And actually, this double October has gone off better than last year already. I guess Alvarez got a home run. Cool. Let's see here. What's my favorite alternate Gundam universe besides UC? Don't you know that all the universes are tied together? Because stupid Turn A says so. I do not subscribe to the same universe theory. And why would you say besides UC? It's like, how would you even know that UC wasn't my favorite? See? If I'm honest, I'm a big fan of the AD timeline. So basically, anything in the AD universe is I'm a fan of that. So Double O and the Build Fighters. Build Fighters universe is fun and unique because in that universe, all of other Gundam stuff happened, and Gunpla are real, but they have cool tech. So I think realistically that beats out Double O for coolness factor, because I could actually use my Double O Gunpla in a real way. So I would say that that particular part of the AD timeline is that, because UC is not everyone's favorite. There are weirdos who love the whatever universe G Gundam's garbage came from. I don't know. All these timelines are confusing. Let's just be honest here. UC wasn't my favorite anyways. I mean, I like the UC stuff I've seen. I like where they're going with the unicorn. Everything the unicorn started. I actually appreciate that. And I've seen people who love Unicorn, whether it's the movies or the series, but then hate narrative. Like it's literally more of the same. But I guess if you're annoyed by that it is just more of the same and continuing the same storyline, then I could understand that, I guess. But it also what gave light to what happened post Unicorn. So I'm okay with that. So I don't know. But no, the AD timelines are usually my favorite ones because they take place in our universe. I've had this argument before. Not discussion, argument. So, but yeah, I like the ones that Double O is clearly my favorite mostly. IBO was really good too. I'm not 100% up on all the side stories for that, but I like me some IBO. So those ones are a lot better to me personally. Why? Which one's your favorite, Alex? Because you asked. You were asking me. Now it's your turn to answer. Tell us. Tell us all. I'll tell you right now, Judd wants to know. He does. Judd, don't you want to know what Alex's favorite Gundam universe is? Double O and IBO. They're probably the best. Yep. You're like a modernist, really. It's like everybody. I think some people get mad when people say that. They're like, IBO is so awesome. I was like, IBO was awesome. Why are you like arguing that, you dumb butt? But they're like, those would be the UC fanboys, stuff like that. So you answered a question before Judd could answer my question. That's funny. I want to try something real quick. So I'm pulling out the leather punch again. So I'm going to go with a small hole, and then I'm going to try to put a bigger hole around the small hole. That's called making a ring. I'm going to put a bigger hole around the smaller hole and see what happens. So one thing I've got to try to center. Let's see what happens. Because it might, I just thought about the fact that it might not come out the punch. It worked. You can see right there. So it technically worked. Not on center though. So actually having something to clear that newly punched hole through is nearly impossible. Like a pipe cleaner or something. Because in theory, you should be able to push it in, right? Am I thinking that correctly? That it should go in and fall out the backside? Because presumably you just keep going until it clears itself. I would think. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Oh, that won't go through. Yeah, because the punch sections get bigger as they go backwards. So, and the thing you punched is only as big as the initial hole, so that should function that way. Did it come out? I think I pulled it out and dropped it right in another one. How dumb would that be? Though I guess in theory, let's see here. Oh, I just turned it out the wrong way. I cleared it. Where did it go? Oh, it's on the floor. It went right past me. I didn't even see it. Cool. So look, I made it. I made a tiny little ring. So it does work. Okay, so with this case, I would say probably punch the bigger one and then go back for the smaller one after it's already punched. But that's cool. My theory worked. I mean, it was an assumption, but it worked. Neat. Okay, so 10 people are watching, supposedly. Supposedly, who's just listening to the nonsense? Who's hanging out in the chat and not talking? Just listening because you're doing something else. I don't know how this works. Trying to line this up. Oh yeah, that makes way more sense to do it that way. Punch the bigger one and then do the smaller one. Cool. Look at that. Look, made it a punchy ring. Cool. Silly little techniques of things. Me. Okay. Yeah, I watched them. Yeah, okay, you love them both. Good. Spartan loved them both. But, I'm a fan of Age. A lot of people didn't like Age because it was very different art style and everything like that from, well, almost anything. But I appreciated the storyline where a lot of people didn't. A lot of people really didn't dig the storyline of Age. The only thing I didn't like was Kyo. But I think we were supposed to like him as the the ultimate protagonist, so to speak. But it was just annoying. Who are you, comic? I'm here. Had to change account to upload something. That's funny. You have too many accounts. I dropped the clippy. Okay, I'm building. What are you building, Alex? Are you building an Alex? I still want to get the new 2.0 Alex. I haven't yet. It'll be on the list. It'll probably be in the backlog for the beginning of the year. Because I always like the design of the Alex Gundam. Gundam Alex. What are you building, friend? Oh, by the way, once Double October is over, Brews and Sprues will come back again, probably on Friday or Thursday nights. But obviously, because I needed to get Double October done, I couldn't stop to build other things. The 30-minute missions build was about as close as it got to overlapping different builds with that. But the problem is that I needed to accomplish so many builds in such a short amount of time. There was no time for that. So I back apples. Whatever. The DJ Zeta version. Cool. Okay. So, for anybody who has been watching Double October this year, what was your favorite review so far? I'm asking you guys questions now. Just for some reason, I'm going to put your comment on the screen, Jack of Blades, just because it says I back apples. I'm just going to watch it and just leave that up there. What has your favorite build been so far this year? And it doesn't have to be one of mine. I don't need suck-ups. I'm sitting here playing with this dumb thing. Let's see here. I'm gonna, while you guys are deciding what to suck up with me. Next year, Brews and Double O. No. See, the problem is that Double October takes place before October. There's no way to build that stuff, keep the builds a secret, and do live streams. It's like, and because not giving away what all is coming up is part of it, I can't just do that. What are we working on here? Now, I could always, if I had people over or something, I could always record an episode of that, because frankly, I probably wouldn't edit anything. But then I have to record like 3 hours of build time. It was fun with the 30-minute missions because I knew that wasn't going to take very long. Which I have seen a lot of the new stuff coming from them, and I'm excited. Like I said, I don't need a whole new thing to jump down, but we'll see what happens. You had a couple with a really handsome guest star. I mean, Eric was only here for the one, and my other guest is tomorrow's episode. So I don't know who you're talking about there. Who are you, comic person? Happy anniversary, by the way. Happy anniversary to the Rodimus peoples. Sorry, I'm trying to pull staples. This punch set is like extremely stapled. That's not a pair of pliers. Half my tools are put away right now. Yes, you can use smoke and mirrors. Ugh, I don't want to buy mirrors. I got mirrors on my turntable. Is that what you mean? I'll tell you what, I got a lot of use out of that turntable so far. So I don't know if people like turntable time or not, but I do. For some reason, it amuses me. What do we got? I mean, I can't wait to see the amazing XCI order. Ah, okay. So this is the other punch set. So this is the small one here. Now this is meant to chuck into a drill and cut into the thing you're doing. Affordable way to get great precision holes in leather or heavy thick fabrics. So basically leather drills. So they should function for plastic, but I got these in bigger sets so I could do bigger holes. I kind of want to get all the HG Tyran types. Thanks now to you. Yeah, me too. The Tyrans were a fun build. I'll probably do a Q&A after post Double October if I'm honest. Just sit down and we could talk about things. You guys can ask like more questions if for some reason you didn't comment the question. Or just it's like the comments have been kind of quiet lately, if I'm honest. There was one really rude guy not long ago. I deleted his comment though. Okay, I wonder if I can literally just punch this. It's probably going to break something. Hola, senor. Hola. Hola, mi amigo. That was not hard enough. I just wanted to see if it would. Oh, yeah, that's pretty sharp. Okay. I liked the Wing Gundam 00 by Rodimus 13. Cool. I'm sure he's happy to hear that. It's technically called the Wing 00, which is, I guess, probably what you kind of said. Hold on. Sorry, I just realized there were comments I didn't even notice. Thanks. Seriously, though, GN Arms was pretty epic. GN Arms was pretty epic, if I'm honest. I want to get the Type D. Which, by the way, it wasn't until I had it in hand I realized why it's the Type D and the Type E. Dynamis, Exia. Now, of course, they're different in their equipment. Go figure. But that was the only difference between them. Building AMX 015 Gamalk. I don't know what that is. 711 Gundam has legs. What? Oh, that's what you're doing? Is that what you were going for? Oh, staple is on my screen. Like, what the heck? AMX. I'm looking it up because I want to know what that is. What the heck is that? Sorry, I'm looking it up because I'd never even heard of that. Whoa, that is crazy. I assume that's from Zeta. Double Zeta. Go figure. I was just going by the sheer design of it. I was like, I think there was a kit for that? Huh. Interesting. Equipped with a second Muse system on a new type cyber, new type pilots to control up to 28 child funnels and 2 larger mother funnels. I didn't know that was a thing. This is why I don't dig into the UC because there's so much crap. That thing is massively thruster heavy, ain't it? It's got thrusters like in every direction. That's cool. I don't want it, but it's cool. See, at this point, as you guys can clearly see, I don't have a ton of space left. So I have to sort of oh, there was pictures of the kit. Dang it. Man, is that old? Oh man, that's crazy. Cold cast model kit figure. Whoa, not for that price. Crazy. Oh, resin kit. Gotcha. Is that what you're asking about resin kits? What do I think about resin kits? Pain in the butt. So for anybody else who wants to see that thing. Okay, so if you want to go look it up, search AMX 015 Gay Milk. Gay Milk. J Milk. It's yeah, either way. 7-Eleven Gundam. I think you need some other colors in there. I don't like that particular color you chose. But you were already elbow deep by the time you got to me. I was busy. I didn't get a chance to see your message. But anyway, so these are probably going to be a little bit harder to punch with effectively. But I'll see what I can do. I mean, I can just chuck it into my impact drill. Should function. I just hope it's stable. Because it makes sense for a drill press because it's, pulling down on it. Basically just a sharpened tube. Okay, what do we got here? William Endo. There's thrusters connected by Incom called Uncle Thrusters. I don't want to search for that. Someone else searched for that. I don't trust him. I'm not Googling Uncle Thrusters. Oh dear God. I'm just swinging my punches. So I can make a hole without a drill, technically speaking, that big. I don't know if I'm going to need that, but I've got one. Yep. Smells like machine oil. Try to keep them from rusting. I've got it on my hands. So if you guys want to see that. Uncle Thrusters. Jet fuel can't melt Gundarium beams. No. Just no. Banners. Bannerman. Got 14 people watching. Hello, all. Who are you? If you're here, say hi, because I don't know how many. At least I can actually see the thing. So that's pretty cool. Unlike normally when I do a live stream, I can't see the count. I'm hoping to go long enough that other people can join in. That's the main thing I'm going for. And plus, I didn't realize I was going to try to be avoiding the game. Because like I said, I'm not allowed to watch actively. Do circus. Pop filter. Does it work? It might. Let's see here. What? Should see if Joey's in another country, so I don't know if he could jump in. Michael Hale! There he is. Haven't seen you in a bit. Cool. No way I'm searching Uncle Thrusters. Do it, Judd. Do it. Phone says it's dying. I left my charger in the living room. Oh well. That's just one of the faces I do. I don't know what else I can do at the moment. I have a box. I have a box full of parts here. So here's some legs. What are those from? For all you people. For all you people who've been around for a minute. what are those legs from? So this is the box of most of the leftover parts from the last custom kit that I built. Now, one thing I really wish I had was a torso ball joint, and I just found one. So hold on. Hold on. Ah, it got away from me. Come back. Seriously, a lot of stuff in this box. It's kind of looking forward to the Penelope. Zeta Kai. Hey, I sent you a what's up a minute ago. I was gonna see if you had a minute and wanted to join in. Okay, I just discovered another downfall to this particular build. That peg is significantly bigger. Oh, that's right. It slots in differently. Okay. So once again, another custom that I can't do because of torso issues. Interesting. So I've got lots of bits. Yeah, I just realized, yes. I'll be buying RX 124 Gundam TR6 Fiber 2. Here's another tiny head for things. Sorry, hold on. I gotta move my thingy here. Exia legs. Yes. Those were legs of an Exia. Or Legsia. Okay. I also have a gun and things. Drop in stuff. So actually, there's a lot of spare parts in here that were from different kits. So it was a heck of a kit bash. A kit bash. Finish up blank stuff. I can try to join in if you want. That is up to you, Mr. Hugh. Are you? I'm chilling with the fam, so you can't hop in. Well, you suck. I'm glad to see you're online because you disappeared for like a while. Gundam. It's been a while since I got some 00 to catch up on. Yep. No, I don't think it's okay for you just to come in whenever you want, Mr. Rodimus 13. But it's up to you. I can send you the link for the StreamYard thingy. Might have to get another one. Hold on. Boop. I have to hit the boop. You've been booped. The Joe Guns. Who sent me all kinds of beach pictures since he's in like paradise right now, which is really annoying. Happy people annoy me. Okay, so hold on. Who was I looking for? This person. We'll see how well this works, because I don't actually know. It might work on your phone or might not. We'll see what happens. I've been busy with Gunpla Network stuff. Oh, how do I get rid of the comment on the screen now? Ah, crap. Pick a different one, I guess? Hold on. Let's click on that, and then we get rid of it. Yay, okay. So, like, if I can put a comment up, but then it's hard to get rid of when it's on the screen. Okay. It might work on your phone. I mean, just go through Chrome or whatever, see if it works. It should work. I don't know that it does, but it should. Is this loud? Okay. But yeah, guys, I'm excited to show off what I built. I'm also very excited to show off another build because I did 2 custom back-to-back on top of doing Double October. And then I'm very excited for the next project that I'm waiting on paint to get here for. That's what we call a badly structured sentence. I've been excited about this kit for a little while. Just sitting here staring at me, but because I had to finish Double October and the scratch build I was working on, my work area here was a mess. So it's still a mess, but I can actually function. So tomorrow will be filled with filming up a lot of reviews and then editing that big crazy video that I'm still working on. Or maybe I'll stay up late tonight and do it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It'd be good to get back on some kind of sleep tracking. How many hours a week do you guys sleep? I do funny faces occasionally. Okay, so sent the link over to there. Actually, I really like the StreamYard. Oh, hold on. I see a face. I don't know if he can hear me. Okay, I can't.
Oh,
I don't know. Hey, there he is.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I just couldn't hear you before I added you.
And I don't have a headset on, so hopefully I'm not creating some sort of weird echo or anything.
Yeah, tiny amount, but it's not bad.
Okay, cool. Hi.
Hey, it works. I just wanted to see if it worked. Go away.
Aw.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Get out. So isn't this so much easier than Hangouts?
Like, yeah, just a little bit, and it actually works on my phone. That's nice.
Yeah, see, that's what I was telling Judd. It's like it'll probably work on his iPad. You just got to open it in browser, and you don't have to have an app for it or anything. And it's pretty easy, and not crappy as freaking not as crappy as Hangouts. Like the quality is decent.
Yeah, I was gonna say the video quality looks like actual, video quality as opposed to like something off of an old cell phone or something.
Yeah, like my autofocus isn't making it crash. It's like usually Hangouts, if you go into autofocus, it just completely like cuts you out, and you're just like, and then it comes back eventually. So, yes, we obviously have the Rodimus. So, if you guys wanted to talk to him about his customs that you got to see last week, by all means, go for it. Just throw your questions at him. And more people.
I cannot see a chat, so you'll have to.
Oh, you can't? Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mentioned if I had another computer set up, but I have this rigged up in my in the shelf space right now. My wife is talking in the other room.
She's talking. How dare she? No, that's actually fine. Yeah, I didn't consider that if you'd be able to see the chat or not. Interesting. Yeah, you would have to have the video open.
YouTube, I'm doing this through the StreamYard or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I have the chat here. StreamYard actually shows me the chat as it's going. So let's see here. If I bring it up, hold on. If I bring that up on the screen, can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see. You can see.
And there is a button that says chat. Hold on a sec. I'm pushing a button.
It's gonna crash.
Ah. No, it's not showing me anything useful. Okay, never mind.
Okay, so. Okay, so Michael Harrell says sleep tracking. Well, yeah, right. Proper sleep. Rodimus, hello. He double hello you. Hello. Okay, so that works. I can at least bring up a comment on the screen so you can see it. That's a good thing to know.
Very cool.
Yes. So, have you had a busy day?
Yes.
Yeah, when I talked to you earlier, I think I caught you in like the 5 minutes you weren't doing something.
Yeah, because I was working on comic stuff this morning, and then my wife actually found that there is a some sort of special contest like thing going on, being run by the CEO of Patreon, where it's looking for people that have put together content that's been updated over the course of a year. And basically you submit an application to him, and if he likes what you're doing, he will give you effectively like a $50,000 grant so that you can basically quit your job and do that full time and basically try to make it the best you can make it.
I got an email from Patreon the other day. I think that's what it was talking about. I didn't read it very thoroughly, if I'm honest. But if that's the case, it's like I could take that 50 grand and just keep doing my day job. Like, hey, have you done any content in the last year? I don't know. A little. Oh, but then again, if they're only going to go by what is posted on Patreon, that's another story.
I think no, they're asking for web links, not specifically Patreon links. So I imagine it can be for anything. So we're linking them to the Here Are You comic.
Oh, okay.
And I put together a little video with us narrating, basically saying, "We're really cool. We're really dedicated. Please give us money so we can do this better."
Yeah, give us money. Hold on, let me scroll through because it usually comes from Taryn from Patreon. There it is. Yep. Okay. Oh, maybe that's not it.
I don't know. Joan was talking with one of her other friends about it, and they.
Okay, so no, that's not what it is. This is a secret project thing.
Oh yeah, that it's like it's Patreon day or Patron day or something like that at a certain point. And
well, see, now I want to jump in on this because I've done things. Give me money. That'd be fine. Sponsor my channel, Patreon, by all means. Since I can't get many patrons.
Give me a sec. I'll shout out to Joan to send you the link through Facebook.
That's fine. Just yell, Joan! That hurt my throat. So, guys, what's your favorite drink to get from Sonic if you go to Sonic? Normally, yes. I get a vanilla Dr. Pepper. Is she going to send me the link?
Yes.
The great link. Through the great link, we are all connected. Anyways, my cat is now here. Sweet. Hold on. I'm putting that on the screen just because Alex Reese says my cat is now here.
Yay, cats. Cats are awesome.
Yep. So I just threw out the question. It's like, what's your favorite drink to get at Sonic? If you go to Sonic.
Cherry limeade is my go-to if I'm not getting a Dr. Pepper.
Okay. I see the stream has improved. Shove it. Shove it, mister. I was doing stuff for Gunpla Network. I was too busy. I can't make my own content because I'm making crap for someone else. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. But I started drinking ocean water. I thought it might be a slightly better alternative, even though I know it's basically Sprite with flavors.
I've heard people like that, so I don't think I've tried it myself.
Route 44 strawberry limeade. Cool. Cherry limeade for Zeta. What is Sonic? Sonic is one of the best fast food things in the world. At least in my humble opinion. I mean, it's like Whataburger and Sonic are like side by side. Literally, they're like literally across the street from each other. So sometimes it goes right around the corner. You've been over here. It goes Arby's, Sonic, Whataburger, McDonald's. it's like, and if you go to the other side of town, it goes Sonic, Taco Bell, Sonic, Burger King, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Whataburger, like all one like big long strip kind of together. Yeah, but sponsor stuff, pretty big motivation. What is Sonic?
The Sonic I go to next to it is like we got Starbucks, Chipotle, Whataburger, Popeyes.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. I'm pretty sure I know the one you go to. I'm pretty sure I drive past it when I come over.
So a lot of stuff just down that one road. It makes it quite nice. There's also a Sonic that was closer to us, but it was absolute garbage. Like the place was kind of gross and the service was absolutely horrible. And they're no longer in business, so there's probably a reason for that.
Yeah, sorry, Joey.
Nice though.
I was asking Joey what he was doing. What the? I just saw the title of the thing she sent me. Super patron.
Yep, that's it.
So it's not Patreon. But I'm not gonna read the title out loud because it's got some words in it. Always good TV here to just be texting while just. See, that's what I should do. That'll be a live stream one day. I say hi, and then I just sit here and I message people and I look up and answer questions. No real content.
Or just sit there scrolling through your phone. Don't even engage with the audience. Don't even look at the camera. It'd be like some sort of avant-garde art piece or something.
Yeah, basically.
Performance.
So Michael Hale worked at Sonic when he was a teen. A bunch of buddies and I worked for one summer, and damn, it was what a summer. Nice.
Cool.
Somebody's watching on PS3. No chat options. Hide Atarasi. Sonic by me sucks. Food poisoning central. That sucks. Yeah. I had Permanente Bros today. Delicious pastrami. That sounds awesome. Spartan is leaving. That sucks. Oh, you were talking about you had a Sonic by you that was garbage, and then you had the good one down the street, so to speak. So we have that with Whataburger. So the one right around the corner from us kind of sucks. It has its moments, but it mostly sucks. Like you get a burger and you're just like, how old is this?
No.
Like I got one there. It was lunchtime. Like it was middle of lunch rush, and somehow got a burger that was cold. I'm like, it's like, was this like an order that they held back? It was gross. But we go to the one on the other side of town, and depending on who's working, it'll be good. But they had a guy in there working the front counter, and it's all touchscreen stuff. And he is so fast, it's ridiculous. Like he's literally like, as you're talking, he's like, dup, 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 and like, you're like, if you add on, okay, can I get no onions? Change that out for mustard. Oh, can I get this? And I want that. And he's literally, while looking at you, just, and all of his motions are a little overdone. So he's like, blam, and then like swoops off the screen a little, like, and like they have to replace those screens like after a while, or let him only use the one because he's probably pounding on it a little hard. But I've not seen that guy in a while. That guy was awesome. But you know what's crazy? They put out a statistic about wait times at fast food restaurants, like studied from the last year or so. And they've actually shown that the one that was rated the worst for increase of wait time was Chick-fil-A. The people who are supposed to be like the fastest in the world for getting you in and out. They said the average time went up by like 4 minutes or something like that. Because now they have 3 lines converging to one. And so you actually have way more people in line. So it's like, it looks like it's great and you think it's great, but in reality, you're actually waiting longer than you used to.
Yeah, what's funny is with Chick-fil-A is that sometimes during their busier sessions, you'll like go out there and you'll actually have like live people out in the car lane taking the orders.
I'm just trying to figure out if that's okay. Sorry, Joey was replying to me. It was just a similar reply to what I'm seeing there. It said iPod on hand, no chat options, no chat on the app, no chat on browser. Had to leave room for a laptop to shout out. Worth it. Okay. It's like whatever that means. It's all good. But watching on PS3. What? That's really weird that it has no chat options.
Well, I know when I like watch on the Wii U, I don't really have any chat options. That's why whenever I do that, I'll like pull out my phone, mute it, and then chat through there.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're wanting to watch it on the TV, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me see here. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up Judd's comment just to change out the cat comment. That's funny though. Food poisoning central. Let's see here. Okay, so that's 2 verticals, so we can also put it to this version. Yeah,
I'm in a box.
You're in a glass case of emotion. Now I'm begging you're small. Hold on, wait. Let's see if we can.
I'm here.
High five. Oh, this is the other way. You're right. To your right.
I'm horrible.
So dumb. Hold on. Okay, so that's okay. So I'm gonna pull it back up. All right. This is so dumb. Okay, what is this? I don't know what this does. Okay. So I guess if we had like something else, it would do a couple small, one big, and then one big one. What does that do? That does nothing. Okay, so I'm playing with the options here. Okay, that's one we're on.
We get enough people, we can
Okay.
do like the Brady Bunch or something.
Yep. All right, so Michael Hill said beat me to it, whatever that means. Building the MG F90. Good for you. I haven't bought that one yet.
That's that P Bandai that doesn't look like it's supposed to be a P Bandai, right?
Yeah, the F90. Okay, so that was me getting rid of you. Is there a way that it just Shoky on 4K TV, too scary. I'll stick to watching on my iPad. Well, that way you can lay in bed with no pants on, Judd. Well, I guess in theory, in your own living room, you don't need pants. I'm trying to figure out. I guess it doesn't do a screen switch like interview style. Noobs. Noobs. How
So
dare
it doesn't
you?
have a setting for like register that this person is talking or something.
Don't think so. There's share screen. Oh, that's how you can bring up. Okay, so share screen. It's screen share.
Okay.
They
So if you
just
want to
so
show
they
someone,
they named it something else. So if I wanted to bring up Facebook or whatever right now, I could. Okay, I don't want to mess with that
you're
right
like,
now. So
look at this stuff over here.
yeah. So that's what that button does, I guess. This one has unique options. Good for you. All right. So just playing with all the things around here. Blah. Okay. But I like the whole idea of just shoving you off to the side. Quiet, Daniel. So I can shove you over there and mute you. See if you can unmute yourself. I don't actually know if you can. Okay,
you have
dang
no
it.
power over me.
Dang it. I was hoping.
We're having way too much fun.
Yeah. Judd has no pants on no matter where he is in the house. It's disturbing.
Good to know.
Judd doesn't tend to wear pants. That's why you only see him from the waist up in live streams.
And the world is a better place.
Well, we don't know that. We just assume that. We don't know what we're missing. We can't make that judgment call. By the way, I don't know if you were watching early enough. Did you see the box I opened earlier? I don't know how early you caught in.
No, Ooh, is that Hazel of some sort?
Yes, this is the Hazel 2 Hazel Reserve Unit Jim Quell box.
Oh, so that's the one that comes with like 3 kits or something like that, right?
Not 3 kits, but 3 versions of said kit. Yes.
Okay, so it's build one or the other or something like that.
Yeah, it's that situation. But in technical terms, it's all the same mobile suit.
Yeah.
So the Jim starts as a Jim Quell, upgrades to the Hazel Reserve Unit, and then upgrades to Hazel 2.
Cool stuff. I need to get a one or two Advance of Zeta kits just because some of their designs just look super cool. I feel like I'm missing out.
Yeah, I've got the HG sitting over here staring at me. It's like I'm spending money on the HGP Bandai versions now, and I haven't started building them yet.
One of these days, I'm going to get one of the P Bandai Rune Ward variations.
Yeah, now they're doing like all of them.
Yeah.
Or the Hayazentele too. How the hell you're supposed to pronounce that word?
The super tall one.
Yep, Mega Rabbit. It's the Mega Rabbit because they're all rabbits.
I'm wondering if they're going to do the one where it has like the Psycho Gundam's arms or something.
The one with that's a version of the Wound Ward, if I remember correctly. It has like the big legs and the big arms. I think that's where you get eventually by buying all the add-on parts. You can slap it all on your Wound Ward, if I remember correctly.
Something.
I have to scratch the arms. Hold on, wait. I want to see something. Let's see if we can do a screen share. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, so I got to do this the hard way. Do what? That's not what I was looking for, but thanks. That right there. Because I forgot I'm on Chrome. Okay, so let me do the thingies I was doing. Give me a second. I want to do model kits. Let's see if I can bring this up. I keep getting echo. Either that or somebody else just showed up. Echo. Okay.
It could be from my audio. I don't have a headset turned on, so
I think it's because I'm getting like right up on the mic.
Hmm.
It might actually be picking up my headset. What am I looking for here? No, not that. Nope, not that. Not that. Not that either. Searching.
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 Engage
Gotta
search
hit
mode.
that button. Yes.
Knight Rider reference.
Oh, I know. But for all of us kids who weren't born in the 80s.
That's what I was doing, helping those out, the youngins.
That's the sound. Just quit copying me. I was trying to find the... Okay, so they have the Primrose add-on as well. Okay, so let me try to do this screen, the share screen thingy here. Still waiting on MG Primrose. Yeah, okay. Let's see here. He's with 2 monitors. I can't do that. It works best on a good computer. Well,
it's throwing shade at your setup, man.
okay, so I don't know how well this works. We'll see. Chrome
Entire
tab.
chat collapses in on itself, becoming a super dense black hole.
Sure. Ah,
there we go.
I don't know what's happening. Oh, there it goes. Coolness. I have no control over it. I have no
toy store over there. It looks like.
Yes, that's what I was getting at. So that's the Primrose right here, which looks like it's mostly like the Hazel 1 backpack you can slap onto other things. It's the emergency escape pod. There's the regular wound ward, but let's see. So if you needed to get that guy, well, did I see? Okay, so there's the Hazel 2, what I already have. I need to build. It's a much bigger box than the regular Hazel or wound ward. Okay, and then there's some of our other friends. I did. Yeah, I want to get the Silver Bullet funnel test type when it comes out, so I can have the predecessor to the new Gundam. Oh, did you ever see this? The HG Mega Bazooka launcher that you could get for your Jagan?
I mean, I've seen it in the anime and stuff, but
yeah, they came out with that kit finally for the HG, anyways. Okay, I thought there were more. So yeah, if you guys don't know, you can buy Gundam kits at Big Bad Toy Store. I used to get quite a few. You saw the Gamma Gundam?
I kind of want that, but it's a P Bandai, so I'm not sure if I want to spend the extra P Bandai money on it.
You do. I mean, it looks cool. I think
one of the things I dig on it is somebody pointed out that it the targeting scope on its weapon is the head off of the what's the thing actually called?
I don't know, but I'm sure somebody in the chat will say something. Something happened. What happened there, Alex Ruiz? There we go. Rick Diaz.
Rick Diaz, thank you. My head kept on trying to say Gabaldi, and that I know that's not right. The only reason I'm thinking that is because I have one of those kits unbuilt, and I was putting that down on my schedule of things to maybe work on.
Yeah. Okay, so since you're going to be into these Build Diver Re-Rise kits, what do you think about the fact that they just sell the core Gundam by itself?
I didn't realize they were just selling the core.
The one I got up on the screen here. I guess this is the new one they
oh no, that one's coming with it's
the
with
new main mobile suit. Okay.
Yeah, it just doesn't have a official name yet.
Okay.
It's probably, my bet is probably going to be
it's white.
I don't think they've done Mercury yet. I can see them doing.
Some people were saying it's going to be a moon version because it's white. From what I saw, it looks like it's got some full Burnian type thrusters and a big old cannon. I wonder if this is the one he's going to upgrade from the previous episode where they got the gun. I guess this would have been a good time to actually talk about the series since you and I have been discussing it on the side. We should do
Yeah.
that, we should do that weekly. Just do a weekly recap of the.
That could be cool. Totally. If I had the time, I'd totally be down for that.
You got time. You got 40 minutes. You got 40 minutes a week to talk. Okay, so there's the Hereditary add-on parts for HG. I've only got the one for the regular Hazel, not the 2. There were more stuff in here for the what I was looking for, but now I can't find them. Oh well. Oh yeah, there's these parts, the G parts, add-on parts for the expansion kit. So that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's the one that gets you all the parts that lets you connect the legs and stuff to everything, right?
Well, you start getting those with the other P Bandai exclusive Hazels. They start coming with the bits to swap parts over, but this is like a whole big thing. I think this is from the what is the name of that kit? It was way back at the other thing. There's another one of those.
Is this Bandai basically doing like build a figure but with Gunpla?
In a way, you're not wrong.
Build a figure.
Well, I mean, it's cool because that way they don't sell you just the one kit. You end up buying all of them for that. So yeah, it is kind of a build a Gunpla, no pun intended. I gotta go back
on my part.
Lame. Okay, I'm trying to find it. Where is it? I think it's up here on page 1. Or I went past it and I gotta go back to page 2. Yeah, that's what I did. Okay. Yeah, Penelope Gundam. Looking forward to that. That's gonna be a monster of an HG kit.
Yeah, I want to pick that up too.
It's these parts. It's a good plant. It's guy plant parts.
Oh, that's right.
Moonwort. Yeah, see the shoulders.
That looks really cool.
Yeah. So you can get that one too. Either way, I wanted to show this. I'm going to stop doing that now because it's probably like setting my internet on fire. There we go. All right. Haven't watched Re-Rise yet. I dropped part of the DJ. That sucks. So chunky suits are my jam. Still need to go back for the Gustav Karl.
I want to check that out too. It looks cool.
I want to do a kit bash of that and Virtue.
Oh, that would be awesome.
And throw like a GN drive on it. Okay, so Advanced Hazel HG with expansion parts has the leg bits. Yes, I'm aware of that. It's right there. It's like the Hazels were being marketed as upgrade kits for other AOZ kits. Yes, that's exactly right. It's like 100%. That is exactly what they're doing.
Pretty much.
Now, the only thing I don't have so far is the add-on parts for the MGs. I don't have like the Heredities or the extra shield boosters, which I feel like those are dumb anyways, the extra shield boosters, but because I've got, where are they? Oh, they're over there. They're over here somewhere. Or are they over there? I forget where I moved things. Oh, I'm sorry. My AOZ shelf is over there. It's like it's over there in the new Tolf, the newest Tolf. So, and then I've got to make room for whichever version of the Hazel 2 gets to be on the shelf. We'll see what happens. Oh, did you see the part earlier when I was playing with my hole punch?
I saw you making a ring.
Okay, so I did that just for fun.
Very cool.
Just punch some holes in it. So it works. At least the leather punch works. The other ones that I bought, those are gonna take some getting used to. Thomas,
does it mess with the plastic too much?
The leather doesn't. I mean, it flexes it a little bit, but also it's an edge piece like this. So, if you're cutting on a thin piece, it's going to warp it a little bit. But I mean, if you're already going to glue it to something, that shouldn't be a problem.
Fair enough.
All right. So, Rodimus, that Build Gamma Gundam is $37 shipped at Side 7.
Okay.
So if you go to Side 7's website, you can get that.
I think I've heard about people talking about them. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I missed some comments here. Spicy 3 Design said, "Congrats on 5K. Thank you. I tried so hard to eventually arrive at that number." William Endo says, "Build that Gundam and the colonies would pay for it. Make Anaheim Electronics great again." A lot of people keep That's pretty funny. But yeah, I hit 5,000 subscribers last week and so busy building other things and dealing with other stuff, I completely missed it. Actually, I think we were filming when I found out. I don't remember, but yeah.
I remember like scrolling through I remember I was at work and I was just kind of glancing at Facebook and I saw you had posted. So I was like, apparently this happened. I was like, oh, hey, Shoke, congratulations on 5K.
Did you just say Shoke?
Probably.
You did. All right. Let's see here. Hida said, only complaint about MG Haru to do is that it's nearly impossible to see where the tiny paint apps need to go. Yeah, I've seen one in hand. I haven't built one, but Justin built one, and I got to see it at the last thing. He was actually trying to strap it to a normal MG one. He was having a hard time actually attaching it properly. Marcus, whoever Marcus is, hello Marcus, wants to know, where do you buy most of your Gunpla? In my case, online.
Same.
Yeah.
Amazon, USA Gundam Store, and Gundam Planet.
Yeah. Gundam Planet's usually my go-to. Very rarely I'll go to USA Gundam Store, but I really don't like their shipping methods. Prices are pretty good, but they don't really take care of the product that's coming to you. Like if you order a single kit, you may as well just plan on it being damaged to some degree. If you order like a bunch of stuff, I'm sure it's packed a little bit better because they can actually fill their box. Gundam Planet, on the other hand, I've only had one issue ever in the, how long have I been buying stuff from them? 6 years that I've been ordering from them. I've only had a single issue ever, and they took care of it instantly. So I've never had a problem there. You can also order stuff from Big Bad Toy Store. Amazon is good. Just, of course, be wary about where you're ordering from and prices. The one that I've got there is from YM Gunpla Sales on Facebook. So if you need another kind of access to P Bandai stuff, he's got it as well. He can also special order stuff from Japan for you at a reasonable price, and obviously packaged incredibly well.
Nice.
And reasonable prices. So no US markup. Basically, you're paying a little over yen cost, and then shipping to you. And because he does second day shipping from the post office, it's fast and affordable. So he does like flat rates basically for anywhere in the US based on the size of the box. Cool. So that one was 85 shipped, or 85 or 87 shipped. So that was a good price. So you got to think, and people are like, why does it cost so much? Well, he's literally importing it or from Japan. So he's got to pay those costs, and then he sells it to you. But unlike US retailers, normal online retailers who get P Bandai, where they have to have like nearly double markup, and he doesn't have to do that. So no product shots. Gundam Planet is pretty legit. Yep. I recommend Side 7 exports for any P Bandai kits and Japanese exclusives. Sponsored much? I buy most of my stuff from the back of a van. No eye contacts. That's the only rule. That's a lie. You're just trying to be funny. Since we kind of lost one of our main routes in Houston for buying stuff, we have other shops and things like that around town that, are pretty reliable. Different types of nerd shops, whether comic book stores or model shops, they still exist, but we lost Hobbytown, and apparently San Antonio is also losing Hobbytown for the same reason.
Aren't they owned by the same people? Weren't they owned by the same people?
I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. No, not owned by, run by. Either way. So unfortunately, I think San Antonio is going to have to suffer the same way we have suffered in Houston, which sucks. And I think they closed down the South Austin store last month. That's what I saw in the Gundam Club. I saw that they had the South store shut down, so everything got shipped up to, I think, the other store. But I think that might have just been out of necessity, like they just weren't doing as much business, just in general. So, but yeah, there's plenty of places you can buy Gundam stuff. Now, the more important thing is not where you're getting your kits; it's where you're getting your other supplies, like paint and things like that. So I started buying my Tamiya paints now that I found that there's other places in Houston to go buy Tamiya paints. I'll actually go and do that if I can, but I use scalehobbyist.com because they have very good prices. Actually, I'm waiting on a box of paint to come in to hopefully Tuesday. so I can start my next project.
I think most of my supplies I've gotten, probably, I think I used Amazon for most of them, like getting the Tamiya spray paints and stuff like that, and um, the nippers I'm using right now came from them.
Just flash the God hands.
Oh no, not
No,
God
they're not
hand.
God hands. I know. I'm just picking on you.
I wish.
Yeah, man.
Actually, I was telling my wife that's like I needed new nippers, but I could probably be fine with the ones I had. And she's like, no, if you need new stuff, I'm gonna get you new stuff. Here, let me research real quick. And I was like, don't do God hands because those are really expensive, and I don't think I necessarily need them, and they can break easily from what I've seen.
Well, it depends on which ones you get. Apparently, there's the more affordable God hands that aren't that bad, cost wise, and I think they're getting more distribution, so the price might be coming down as well.
That'll be.
From what I saw, somebody got them in stock recently, and the prices were not outrageous. So I almost thought about it. But I use the Mr. Tool nippers. They're affordable, $25, $26, and they're God hand ish. They don't do super clean jobs, but it is what it is. Okay, so Ozzy says that USA Gundam Store has gotten better at shipping than they used to be. I mean, I still hear nightmare stories every now and then.
I've never had a problem with them myself, but that's just me. So
yeah, I mean, they're not bad. They're just not good. And Gundam Planet has a great team of people who care about getting your Gunpla expediently and in good shape. That's entirely true. Not to mention they've helped me out on 2 occasions now with my contest. It's like all I got from them was free stuff for you guys. So it's not like it's a normal sponsorship. I talk about Gundam Planet because I've had nothing but good experience with them the entire time I've been building Gunpla. That's where I got my first kits. Probably where I'll get my last kit. Demigod hands. There you go. Demigod hands. Oh, dude, Marcus just looked up Gundam Planet. It's about an hour from your house. Go. Everybody says if you're close enough to go to Gundam Planet, do it. It's worth the trip.
That sounds awesome. I wish I could go.
Yeah, if I'm ever in New York or New Jersey or close enough, I'm going by there. I already told them. I was like, hey, I'm going to swing by if I'm ever nearby. Of course, you can always order from HLJ. It's always an option.
Mm-hmm.
But I prefer to actually support U.S. stuff. And I know the whole story with HLJ. It's a thing. But, I'd rather support a U.S.-based company if I can.
Plus, the shipping from HLJ is usually kind of expensive because it is coming directly from Japan.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're going to take your chances on that regardless. God hands are not necessary if you're painting. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that because if you're going to leave it bare plastic, you want God hands because you want the cleanest cut possible. But if you're going to paint over it, it doesn't matter. I feel like you and I had that discussion not long ago. Is it either you and me or somebody else talking about how it painted over it so it didn't matter? I don't remember. I've seen too many people lately. And somebody else is supposed to be coming by the cave sometime soon for showing off some other goodies.
Cool.
Yay. But it's more of the transforming variety.
Mm.
Oh, speaking of which, do you watch Balt Matrix?
Sometimes. I don't think I've seen him any of his stuff recently.
Okay, you need to go watch the video he posted this morning because he was at TFCon and he met up with Grim Locamus.
Oh, for his Minosaur thing?
Yes.
Yes, I did see that one because I was like, what the heck? That's the animated animated Stunticons, but that they're combined in what? How? Where?
Yeah,
that was cool.
Using the term combiner very, very loosely in this case. I mean, technically it's a combiner. You're just not really combining those things. So Zeta had a question. Where would you recommend not buying your kits from? Honestly, I would say eBay personally, only because eBay is just, it's whatever. I'm sure there's reputable sellers. but in general, I wouldn't play that game anymore. I used to, and I always paid way more, and always was like, okay, am I actually going to get the thing? Facebook Marketplace, also a place you want to be careful where you're getting your stuff from, because whether it's Gundam kits or Transformers or other figures, people still steal from people there, take their money and disappear, that kind of situation. I don't know of any stores to not order from. There was one website that was just kind of crappy, and I can't think of the name of it anymore. Like, the website looked sketchy, its pay system looked weird, and like the selection was crap. So it was a very small deal. And then I heard later, it's like, do not buy from them. That is entirely a scam. They'll just take your money. And so they want you to pay directly, not going through PayPal or anything like that. Basically, if you can't pay via PayPal, don't do it. Have your money protected somehow. So, I mean, I don't have any bad places to buy Gunpla, realistically. Oh, okay. Correction. Websites, I don't have anything. In person, a store in Austin, I'll leave the name out because just because. But what they were doing, instead of bothering to get with Bluefin or whoever else to order the kits, they were buying the kits from Gundam Planet and then selling them with a huge markup.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So they were paying retail plus and then selling them for even more to get their money back. And I was like, dude, what are y'all thinking? It's like, just get a Bluefin account.
Yeah, since Bluefin is a thing, that there's no reason to do that.
Exactly. So it's like, I think they just didn't want to get in that deep. But then again, they sold all kinds of other stuff. So, I mean, I don't know if they still sell anymore. It's been a few years since I've been there. I wouldn't go there anyways if it wasn't for that's where we were hanging out. But for the most part, I don't know where not to buy from. Got a Bolt Matrix plus comment there. Yes, I like Bolt. I've watched him for a long time. I still watch Bolt Matrix, and I no longer watch Optibotimus. So take that however you may. Even though I based most of what I do off of what Optibotimus used to. All right, so any web store that doesn't take PayPal is bad. 100%. So, I mean, I've only had one or two issues ever, and it was mostly with the shipping. So, I mean, bad shipping practices, so to speak. But other than that, I don't have any complaints.
Yeah, thankfully, I haven't had a whole lot of really bad Gunpla buying experiences. I think the only time I've had a bad problem, it wasn't with Gunpla. I had ordered a Trypticon from Amazon, and it was supposed to arrive a certain day, never showed up. And like a couple weeks later, we reported it missing. They're like, "Oh, yeah, I guess something happened," and they sent a new one over.
Yeah, that's one good thing about Amazon is they'll do that. So I don't know. I'm fairly certain we can't take this particular comment seriously, but it's funny. You haven't lived until you get a package from North Korea. I don't believe that's a real comment. But anyway, so basically, I'm just hanging out at this point to see if anybody else gets on to come and hang out for a bit. But I also can't watch the Astros. Though the wifey poked in a little while ago, I think she was telling me that we were up. So we're winning, I guess.
So you're allowed to know the score, at least in
I'm allowed to know things. I'm not allowed to watch. So like last night, even though the game was on and we were all hanging out in the garage, I was not actively watching the game. It's like,
were you watching the first two games? Is that why?
No, those are the first. I watched nothing of the first two. So, but I found out. So last night we were at the party, and one of the other guys used to be one of my supervisors, and luckily he moved on to do better things. But he's like, dude, I'm a curse. I can't watch the games. We don't win. So I gave him a high five. I was like, so you were the one watching for the first two games. I didn't watch the first two games, and we lost so bad. So it had to have been him. He's like, yeah, I watched the first two a little bit. He's like, that sucks. Let's see. Alex Ruiz says I like hyper new or I like new type HQ for P Bandai stuff. Huh.
I've heard people using that one.
Yeah. I've seen other ones pop up that are definitely being run by individuals and stuff like that. Especially on Facebook, that kind of things, and I'm just not gonna go there. I'm gonna go with a reputable person, not or a reputable company, I should say. An ETF collector is vehemently familiar with the resale market. It is a monster that adores chewing up the unwary. Yeah, the Gunpla resale market is exactly the same, especially if it's for P Bandai stuff. But now that distribution is getting better, and the fact we could actually order P Bandai stuff directly now is definitely saving a lot of money. Well, the exclusive Transformers market is getting even stupider with Pulse and the way they're doing things. Oh, did you see what happened this weekend? Speaking of Hasbro, so what was it? Friday they announced the new Lightning collection with Lord Draken, Jason, and a couple others. And they're like, hey, these are the new ones up for pre-order. So Big Bad Toy Store posted up, other websites posted up, and people start throwing up pictures where they're buying them in store. Like they're on peg. And
wow, really?
I'm like, wait a minute. These literally just went up for pre-order, which means we'll get it in a couple months. And wherever this was, that because nobody was saying locations. But one dude posted a picture. It was a rack of nothing but Lightning collection stuff, and it was all the new stuff plus the previous stuff. And it's like, how did this happen? Like, and it didn't seem like a mainstream store. It looked like some kind of comic or collector stores. But like, it wasn't like a Walmart or anything like that, or even it didn't even look like GameStop. So it's like somebody dropped the ball on the release dates there.
Yeah, somebody broke straight date.
Either that, but they usually come out in the UK first. Hasbro usually releases stuff overseas first, and then we'll get it over here. So maybe it was in the UK, and they're just
usually been the opposite, my understanding.
Well, like Marvel Legends and certain things like that, you can definitely
for
the action figures usually.
Yeah, because Transformer wise, it's usually we get all the cool stuff first, and then UK hopefully gets the first couple waves, and most likely we'll never get anything past that.
Yeah, that part's
order
true.
Online.
That part's definitely true. So I don't know.
At least that's the way it was past.
Why is my phone buzzing at me?
I know people had a good idea of what was coming in the next wave of Lightning Collection for a while now, so it's possible somebody already had, they already made all the figures, and some stores had them in their back room waiting for street date or something.
Yeah, I know they do that kind of stuff, but it's just strange that in this case it was literally announcement day on the shelf. Like that's not supposed to happen. They're usually very careful. These things are usually shown off and then we'll get them down the line. This was literally like, hey, these are coming. Oh, wait, they're here. It's like, how? And so people were selling off their brand new Lord Drakens that they just picked up for a little over cost. And I was just like, okay, if you're a dummy and you jump on that, it's like they're going to be available everywhere. Like people were posting the quote unquote Amazon exclusive link. I was like, clearly it's not an Amazon exclusive. People are getting it in store. You could buy the full case and stuff like that. It just depended. So I don't know.
I heard something going on outside.
In the meantime, what's going on, guys? So I don't know if anybody else saw that kind of stuff. We still got 14 people watching. This is like the most retention I've had in a long time. People actually hanging out for the live streams. But I think I mentioned it earlier with Fans Toys showing off their Fort Max that's going to be 42 inches tall if they actually do make it. Wow. Like, oh, he's back.
Hey.
I wasn't sure how long he'd be gone.
Yeah, I heard my son's door open, so I was just checking to make sure, he wasn't coming out, covered in vomit or something like that. No,
yeah, that'd be bad.
Yeah, it would be. No, he just needed something to drink at almost 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, his bedtime is like way gone. Is like, why is he
he,
up so late?
he probably was up reading. He got a new Teen Titans Go graphic novel when we were at the comic book store the other day.
Oh, cool. I was just talking about the fans toys reveal from this weekend at TFCon.
The Fort Max, I heard, right?
Yeah. Did you hear how big it was?
Uh, how big were they saying again? I knew it was
42 inches.
Wow.
Nearly 4 feet tall. How is that not going to cost $700? If Unicron,
we're talking third party company that because
yeah,
Unicron is almost the Unicron being made by Hasbro is almost $700.
Well,
how is that not going to be like a grand or something like that?
Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably gonna be $1,000. And the funny thing is that people won't complain. They'll be like, "Yeah, we'll pay for that." But then it's the same people who won't buy new official MPs because they say they cost too much. Because fans toys.
I mean, I agree that the more recent Master Race toys are too expensive, but they're too expensive for me.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying they're not worth the price. From everything I've heard, that new Optimus Prime is some of the most complex engineering that's ever been put on a Transformer toy. Plus, it comes with a trailer that does a whole lot more than you would expect it to do. At least that's what WTF at TFW said.
Yeah, MP44 is stupid expensive, and I'm at the consensus of most reviewers that they give you way more than you need. And if you locked most of the accessories and just gave you Prime and the trailer and the gun and maybe the axe, you could easily drop $200 off the price.
Agreed. Yeah.
So I mean, I would buy that Optimus for $250. I figure that's worth it because there's some MP10s you can't get for that price. Because they were exclusives.
But I find, at least for me, about 300 is where I kind of cap out for a single fandom purchase that is not a video game system, basically.
Yeah.
Obviously, once you start getting above that, I kind of go like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you get into third party money, you're gonna pay that. So, I mean, my most expensive thing so far was it's a toss up between Drift and Apocalypse. So, Flame Toys Drift was like about 300, and then Apocalypse was 330, somewhere in that range. But he's also a huge robot, and I'm gonna dump a lot of money on the Flame Toys Prime, except I missed the pre-order, so now I'm gonna have to pay more. But I'll have money saved up by then, so I can actually buy it.
For me, it was this guy, Brave Max. I got him for about 300. Around the time the first Robots in Disguise series actually had come out.
Yeah.
Because it sounded like we were getting that as Fortress Maximus, and then Hasbro announced that they weren't going to release it. So I was like, oh, heck no, I want my giant Transformer. So I found somebody on eBay, got it for 300, which was about the average cost at the time. And then like a month later, it gets re-released in Korea, and the prices for them just drop like a stone, and you can find them for a while. You could find them for like 150.
Yeah. Okay. So Hida said building RG full armor unicorn. Good luck, because that thing was a pain in the ass when the MG form. If you got to put the same amount of stickers on an RG, forget about it. Alex Ruiz, good night, goodbye. He had to leave. Or she, I don't know. Person.
I have the RG Banshee Norn, and I'm scared to even try to build that thing.
Yeah, I haven't. I thought I lost my thing again. I haven't tackled many RGs. I mean, I've only built 2. But seemingly, huh?
Yeah, I've built 2 as well. I've got the Tolgis and the Amatsumina.
Yes. So I mean, I don't even have the first one anymore. The Wing Zero Custom. Sorry, I was very slowly getting to that. And then the Unicorn. So I mean, I like the Unicorn. I'm never going to transform it again. So, I mean, the fact that it can is great. I just never want to.
I could
Um,
imagine with all those tiny parts. That's what I'm terrified. That's why I'm terrified of it, because like, I've been told it's actually a really good solid kit. It does not feel like a hand grenade or something. But like,
no, it's not a plaster grenade. RG Sinanju is god tier. Has super tiny parts. From what I've seen with the RG Sinanju, and I love Sinanju, I'm just not keen on buying it again. Now the RG New and the RG Sazabi, maybe. I don't know. I think I'm going to limit my RG exposure to the 00 kits next year, because at this point I'm running out of grades to build. But
get yourself some first grade kits.
yeah. So a lot of people were asking if I wanted to get the or if I'd gotten the Repair 3, the Exia Repair 3. So they were all looking forward to that. I was like, no, because I think it wasn't available in a lot of places. It wasn't going to be around in time. So kind of like whenever we get the new MGs, they're definitely weren't going to come out in time for this year. So next year, god tier trash. Okay, that's funny.
Did you see the thing about the new 00 metal build kits?
Yeah, I saw.
Like Exia Repair 4 or something like that, or whatever it's
I
called.
saw the Exia Repair. Yeah, it was Exia Repair 4, but then they also had the newer Estrella with like a buttload of equipment on it.
And then there's
I just
the Dynamis Repair whatever number, where it's got like
2.
virtue points on it.
Yeah, I think that's the Repair 2 Dynamis. I don't remember. See, my problem is, did you just dip into the SD OOs? Yeah, I just barely started that. I mean, they still exist. There's other ones I could still get, so that will probably be on the list at some point again. I just realized I got to tighten up my chair. I can feel it rocking a bit. Dynamics Repair 3. Okay.
There we go.
But I don't acknowledge the stuff from that quote unquote series that doesn't exist. It's like that's not canon to me. Anything post Trailblazer doesn't exist to me. Sorry. It's like now you're just making shit up. Like,
well,
Graham did not survive that explosion. I don't care. If Char didn't survive, Graham sure as hell didn't.
That new Repair Exia thing looks really cool, though. I'm just kind of bummed that it's a metal build kit, because that's going to be kind of out of my price range.
Yeah, I'm not even going to bother. I don't like the look of it, to be totally honest. And I don't understand why they bothered rebuilding another Exia instead of just something new. It's like, good God. It's like, just build another Gundam. You literally have all of the capabilities, plus whatever ability they gained from the L's. Just stupid. Stupid post Trailblazer made up shit.
More salt coming from Shoky.
Yeah. So Carl's here. He says Dynamics Repair 3. He's waving. I'm gonna sell up all my RGs for that Exia 4 R4. That's gonna get knocked off to heck. Probably. So I don't spend my money on the high reses and the metal builds. I could just defer to Chris for that. Be like, hey, bring over all of your high res kits. One of them was a high res, I thought.
The only high res ones I can think of are there's Barbatos, the Wing Zero, and Wing Endless Waltz version. Oh, and they have the God Denim, but I know you won't let that anywhere near your cave.
It's garbage. I said, okay. So look at this analogy. Would you rather have a tuned 69 Challenger or a bland new one? I don't know if you meant bland or brand. That's you can't really compare those things, because if you're talking about a 69 Challenger that has been blown up multiple times, doesn't have much of an engine left, and you're using parts from other makes and models to make it work, and it really doesn't look like a 69 Charger anymore. No, I definitely don't want one of those. It's like you can't really compare those particular things. He did mean bland. Okay. It's like, no, actually, in that case, I'll just take a Challenger Demon.
I don't know cars. So.
I know you don't. The new Insosby are just shrunken MGs in RG form. That's what all of the RGs are. It's like all of the RGs are shrunk MGs. There's nothing that is essentially started at RG that I can think of. Astray red frame, high res. Yeah. I don't care about Astrays. I built the one. I built one Astray. I'm kind of done with it. It's just like I gave away the other Astray kit I bought because I realized it was going to be 90% the same build, and I'm like, Metal Build's getting knocked up.
Green frame, but that's just because I like the color green.
Yeah, the point, just paint one green. Make your own green frame. Metal Build's getting knocked off so much it destroys the resale value, and every 2 years Bandai keeps reissuing them. Maybe I'll wait for the RG XCF4. Yeah, just wait. The RG RX 782 came out before the MG 3.0. Yeah, but that design already existed. Kind of. But I don't know. That one was also a plastic grenade. I watched. Sorry, I was burping. Burping mid sentence is always fun. Robot Show Tunes. I'm at work. I just dropped by to say hi. Hi, Robot Show Tunes.
Hi, Robot Show Tunes.
Anyways, what was I saying? What was I just thinking? Oh, I was watching somebody build the RG Grandpa and watching it fall apart while being built. It was crazy. It was like,
I've heard all those early RGs are not particularly good.
It's not even early. Like you could okay. So like the Zegok, is it Zegok, I think, or what was it? What was the one? Either way, apparently that one didn't just fall apart. Some of the Zaku's that came didn't just fall apart. Some of the Gundam designs that just started falling apart. But it was amazing, literally watching a brand new kit being built, and he holds it up and does this, and literally the torso just completely falls apart. The hips disassemble. And just like, is that a knock? Like, I know it's not a knockoff, but how did that just happen? So that was my initial exposure to RGs. And I mean, my thing was always, I didn't want to have the same kit in multiple sizes because it seemed silly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was like, because I wasn't just an MG builder. I forgot I got to reattach that light that fell off. I was initially only an MG builder until I came to the 00 kits when I knew they didn't have enough MG kits, and I was like, I couldn't get the no grade ones, so I had to start building HGs. So that's how that came about. Like this shelf right here all happened because I had no access to larger versions of the kits. So, and then all other HGs followed after the 00 kits. Somebody should make it.
I think the only reason I have the go ahead.
Sorry, I was reading the comments. Somebody should make a grandpa upgrade set that comes with a cane or a walker. You could, well, I mean, you could build that. I mean, a basic walker you could easily build out of some just some runner. You just literally just get a couple hoops and put some pipe between them, and you.
I just had beam sabers so that way you could hold it up and have beam sabers come out.
4-way beam saber, just be fighting like Herbert on the Family Guy episode with the when he fights the tree. Oh, the Halloween episode when you have to fight the tree like Gandalf. He's literally stabbing it. GN powered wheelchair. Just GN drive everything. The answer is slap GN drives on it. The RG
drives on the wheels or something.
Yeah. So the no grade 00 designers color versions have a free LED unit.
Cool.
Wait, how is it free? You bought it. It's like, hey, if you buy this kit, we will throw some LEDs at you.
Literally, we'll just chunk them at your head.
It said never had bad experiences with RGs. I guess it just depends on which ones you built.
I mean, the Tolgis and the Amatsumina were okay. The stickers are just awful, though. I hated them.
Yeah.
And the Amatsumina was a little fiddly with some parts, but it's something that's definitely like pose once and never touch it again.
Exactly.
I think, and actually, the one problem I do have with the Tolgis is that the ankle guards on it don't connect to anything. They just float, basically.
Yeah, so if
you pick it up, it rattles, and it just makes the entire kit feel loose, even though it's not. But that sound is enough to kind of throw off your entire sense of quality on it, at least for me.
Yeah. Okay, so Carl said that it's in the box, so it came with an LED, is what he meant. So did the 00 riser.
The Sunriser.
No, the regular. Well, I don't remember if the Sunriser did, but the regular 00 riser did. It came with 2, but you needed 5.
Yeah, the Sunriser came with 1, and you need more than that if you want to light up everything.
Yeah.
Because the 00 by itself needs 3, I think, right?
00 alone needs just 1 in each drive and 1 in the chest for the head. So it needs 3 by itself. The riser needs 2 more for the riser pods on the shoulders. So yeah, you're right. Okay, so apparently they had GN wheelchairs at the 00 stage play. I didn't want to watch that garbage. Build the RG Sinanju, you shall rage. I'm good. In fiction, I wonder how an IBO how IBO Gundam frames would work with a GN drive. Not well, because they run off AHAB reactors.
Yeah.
Don't mix your technologies. It's like AHAB reactors seem to be even more ridiculous than GN drives, so you may as well leave it alone.
Yeah, because the AHAB reactors actually have the bad tendency of like making normal electrical systems stop working, right?
Well, yeah, they can interfere with a lot of EM radiation, but then again, GN drives do that too. That's why they can move around in secret, because the GN fields actually would stop any communication for any devices and stuff like that. But the AHAB reactors can create gravity, so you're already one up on that one. So, and they run forever. That's the other thing. They're indestructible and they can run forever. So AHAB reactors seem to be a little bit more over GN drives, because GN drives can create more GN particles, but it takes a while. Like they can run down the reserves, but the drives still have to create more. The AHAB reactor just seems to be able to just keep going. It doesn't matter. That's one reason. What?
Oh, they can also make new AHAB reactors, right? They're not limited to a set number or something.
That was always iffy, because they originally said that the AHAB reactors were limited, and Gjallarhorn had most of them. And the ones other people were getting mobile suits, they were finding remnants of AHAB reactors. I don't know, because their ships run off AHAB reactors and stuff like that. Space stations presumably also run off AHAB reactors, so they have artificial gravity. So that was a weird part about IBO. GN drives can quantize, yeah, that's true. AHAB reactors can't yet. Also, they don't affect giving people quantum brainwaves and actually evolving them. So people's exposure to AHAB particles, or whatever you want to call it, doesn't seem to have a similar effect. No, you're right. But the fact that something different between IBO and GN, or IBO and 00 GN drives, are both the power source and the propulsion. Whereas the AHAB reactors power the Gundams, but if you need propulsion, you have to have different fuel.
Yeah.
Because remember, Barbatos ran out of fuel and couldn't boost around anymore. He used up too much power too fast.
And they do have some sort of special thruster thing. I can't remember what it's called, but
yeah. Spicy says that Plavsky particles are best. Yeah. Mounting MG Sunriser on an action base was quite an adventure. That's why mine is just standing. It's like mine is standing and comes with a little base to hold its butt up.
That's what's going to happen with mine when I eventually finish it.
Yeah. Okay, so Carl says high-res prices here are now almost the same price as Sosby Verka. Wow, that's impressive. Yeah, some of the high-res ones have dropped in price. You're right. I would totally believe if AHAB reactor technology was based on GN drive technology. But in some ways, it's more advanced, and in some ways, it's actually backwards. So I don't know. It's weird. I would have liked to believe that there was a tie-in between the two universes, but human evolution was pushed forward by GN particles and GN drives, and people are obviously not evolved in the IBO universe. So that takes nano machines to actually make people slightly better than whatever.
Yeah, I was going to say the closest they have to new types is the Alane whatever
Elia
system.
Vijnana.
Of course, you know how to pronounce it.
Well, it's about as close approximation because they don't say those words.
They don't.
Well, they say Eliashki.
Okay.
So, the word like Vijnana does not come across.
Weird.
Trans Am Lupus Rex would rock Gjallarhorn. Well, I mean, it did that already without
Kind
having
of.
Trans Am. I was like, it basically only lost by being massively outnumbered and no way to repair or get new weapons. It's like they couldn't beat it without the God Killers. It's like you literally had to have plot armor breaker to win. Let's see here. 00 is greater than Age, which is greater than IBO. Age is not better than IBO as a series.
I mean, I like the mechanical designs for Age. I haven't watched enough of Age to really make a comment about the entire series. I know
It's
I
good.
had trouble getting into it.
I liked it. I liked it well enough. I mean, like I've got an okay Age shelf happening. I need to make the kits more. It's like we're hoping to get a massive resurgence with the last series of Build Divers, but it only kicked up like one extra release. It's like, come on, we want more Age kits. I noticed you got a couple today.
Yeah, I got Age 1 and Age 2, which means I'll need to track down Age 3 and at some point FX, I think.
Don't get the FX.
Just because you don't like translucent plastic.
Well, I mean, the regular FX isn't translucent. The special edition burst mode one is, or at least it's colored.
No, I'm talking about the translucent green bits all over it.
Oh, I don't care about that. I'm fine with that. Hello, 00 uses translucent green stuff everywhere. No, my problem with it is just the FX to me was always a downgrade from the 3.
Oh.
It would have made more sense of it to be. It's like they had the 3 around for such a short amount of time. It was just the leg up to get to the FX, and that's what annoyed me about it.
Fair enough.
And the fact that they built the quote unquote most powerful Gundam to just be the weapon of a pacifist. It made no sense. Yeah, Asumu's story is fine, but Kyo's goes way off track. I liked Kyo's exposure to the other side, which was fine. So that you actually got to get the sympathy for the evil people, so to speak. That part was fine, but making him just an uber pacifist after giving him the most powerful machine so far was so dumb. That's just for me, that's what it was. Because his grandfather and his own father were badasses.
Mm-hmm.
And then he turns out, even though he's actually like the strongest X rounder so far, or not new type, and he just goes full pussification, and it's just dumb. That's one problem with having children as pilots, is that they give in real easy to being manipulated, which is what happened. They just like, oh, we're gonna manipulate you this way, so you'll be on our side. So, and the fact that he got the H3 captured and copied was just so stupid. But the Age 1 full glance is pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, I can't wait for them to ever do an MG version of that. Let's see, like they ran out of ideas to help develop the character. Well, yeah. But you always got to remember that show was created by a guy who only did video games. That was his first ever TV show. So the pacing was weird. It was paced like a video game, things like that. It was just really strange. There's a whole bunch of cutscenes for him, basically.
Be interesting to see if they try to revisit the concept of, a generational series or something.
Yeah, it would be fine instead of skipping a generation to another series. Do it within the same one. Yeah, I like that idea. I was always a fan of that. I mean, by the end of it, if I remember correctly, Flit is in his 60s. So, I mean, you literally start from him being a young child to him being I think a preteen, somewhere in there, or right at being a teenager, and then his son picking up round about that same age, and then his grandson close to the same age. I think most people's problem with it is it looked very Pokemon.
Yeah, the character designs are a little. They're not horrible. They just, if you're used to a certain aesthetic for Gundam, having something that looks kind of like almost like something out of Tetsuno Atom or something like that is a little weird.
It's very different. But it's not like it's not pretty. It looks good.
Yeah, it's well animated. It's just like the character designs take a little getting used to, and the story just kind of starts off a little slow, at least from what I'm remembering. So I need to try watching it again. I know there's a dub it's not exactly the best in the world, but it's something I can watch while I'm working or something.
Yeah. Carl says that recaps in episodes of a series seem kind of pointless. Yeah, but you always got to do a recap episode somewhere. You know, I think every series is guilty of it at some point.
I remember The Simpsons doing a thing about recap episodes and calling out on it.
I like this. Age also had the same aesthetic as Build Fighters. Similar-ish, but I wouldn't say the same.
It's got a similar design style to some of the Gundams and
Divers. Actually, well, no, to me the aesthetic of Age is definitely the aesthetic of Divers. So Build Divers definitely has that look. You know, Build Fighters
starts off with the H2 Magnum.
Yeah, but I just mean in general the character designs and everything look a lot like Age. But then again, IBO had a very different design aspect too to the characters and stuff like that. So it was Gundam-like, you know. Yeah, he said character designs. Yes, that's what I was talking about. Character designs. But I don't think anybody has had as Pokemon inspired design as Kudalia in season 1. Her ridiculous hair. It's like, good God. It's like your hair is almost longer than your body, and it does a weird, miraculous shape that there's no way you could pull off on a daily basis without having a personal stylist always with you. It's like it defies gravity. And then Orga's swoop that was always covering his one eye. It's like, it's like, how does your hair just do that? Like, sorry, no, full of crap. Full of crap.
And there was the one in IBO who had it looked like she had cat ears and was they were even expressive.
In IBO?
Yeah, she was the one that Barbatos's pilot hooked up with eventually. I'm blanking on names now.
Atra?
Yeah, she had it almost looked like she had cat ears the way they had stylized her hair, and it would sometimes be expressive.
I don't think I ever saw those as cat ears. I gotta look. Oh, there's a question there. Hold on. I'll put it on the screen and you can answer it.
Okay, what's the question?
There it goes.
What do you think of Kazumi and Re-Rise as a character? Which one is that again? Because I'm horrible with names.
Kazumi, I think it's the main character.
The main character? If it's the main character that we're talking about, he's an interesting change of pace from the previous, pretty much all the previous build fighter style characters or protagonist main characters, because he's obviously good at what he does, but he's not full of himself, but he's still confident. And so he's just sort of the cool, calm type. And so having that after what we've had in the past is kind of a breath of fresh air. So I certainly seem to enjoy the character.
I don't see cat ears. Like her hair kind of swoops down.
Yeah, and I swear, there were times where it's like if she was sad, it would droop down. Yeah.
No, that's definitely not. That's more dog ears if it's anything, but
Maybe, but
definitely.
like they were expressive. Whenever she was sad, they would droop
I,
down and stuff like that.
I think Build Divers has twisted your vision of other people because the furries do that to you. Atra is not Catra, and that's not how you spell Catra, anyways. But I think a lot of people are saying that Kazumi looks a lot like Mikazuki, and that's what they're going for. Oh, Kirito is the main. Kazumi is that asshole, the Justice Knight.
Oh,
jackass! Screw that guy.
He's goofy. I kind of like him. I know you absolutely hate him.
I hate him so much. I hate Par more, but
for different reasons.
Yeah, different reasons. It's like, but that guy, oh my god, I understand why his character is the way it is, but he drives me nuts.
Yeah, and I can totally understand why people would not like him, but he's kind of goofy, and I sometimes, every so often, I will appreciate some goofiness.
Not you, the wife. She's modeling her laptop bag for me because I guess she loaded it all up with her stuff so that she supposedly starts school tomorrow, supposedly.
Oh, cool.
What? My wallet doesn't fit, so I have to put my ID in my... Just be careful if you do that because it might not be magnetically shielded from the speakers in your laptop. So just be careful about inserting. The charger's so big for the laptop. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because her laptop is old, still has a brick charger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Kazumi has an element of Team Rocket. That makes sense. His character annoys me, and I told you about this because he's the one. Everybody so far has to learn a lesson, with the exception of that other chick, the only other good character, the only other good pilot so far. So Par's lesson is basically going to be, as I told you, I think that he's piloting someone else's Gunpla that maybe he lost for some reason, like the person died or whatever, and he's scared to use its full abilities for whatever reason. But he's clearly either useless by choice or useless completely. Because if you have the skill to have built the thing, you know what else it can do, which means that you could use it.
Well, part of it is he's apparently afraid of heights, because we saw that when he was flying around in the hand of the core Gundam.
He's full of shit. He's full of shit. It's like, sorry, you can't fly now, but he didn't call it by its own name. But Kazumi, I guess I didn't realize that was his actual name. I've only ever called him Justice Knight moron. He's the one who's got to learn his lesson. Probably within the next couple episodes. He's the one, of course, who doesn't understand that what's happening is not part of the normal game, and that those characters are not just NPCs. He's the one, every single episode he's bitching about either how long the conversations are going, why he can't skip them, and why would a character act that way. It's literally right there in front of you, dude. They're not real NPCs. There's something different. It's like all of this has been built up since the very beginning of the show. It's like, hey, look, a random secret mission we just all happened to find. It's definitely nothing like we've ever seen before. Why is it acting this way? And then it's the one moron who's not getting it. And it's just like, he will have to get it within. Okay, so Par's episode or learn lesson is next week. Spoilers for anybody who's not caught up. Sorry. I assume his will be the week after or the week after that, because that means everybody else is getting on the same page except for him. So whatever's going to happen is going to cost him big time. He'll probably get pissed off at everyone else for not having his back, and they'll be like, look, that was your fault. You're the one who keeps screwing up because you can't seem to get on board with what's really happening. And then he'll go off and probably talk to a certain other NPC who will make him see the reality of what's going on, and then he'll completely change his ways and be finally on board for the team and realize he's not just there to get his reward. I bet that happens almost word for word.
You know what? I'm not going to argue with that, because I'd be very surprised if that's not the exact format of that particular chain of events. Because I mean, the show and the build series in general do rely heavily on your standard kind of shonen slash mecha slash tournament fighting tropes.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to pretend that any of the build series are high art, but I do find them just dumb fun sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I enjoyed the first 2 episodes. I liked where they were going, but as soon as this last episode with Pars BS happened, I'm like, come on. It's like we didn't need that. It's like character development could have come somewhere else. I didn't really spoil much. It's like, what did I spoil? I think I was pretty vague in most of what I was talking about.
And really, all you're doing is speculating on what.
And honestly, it's just speculation. There's no way I can know these things except by, we just see this thing. Does GBD count as? I don't know what that word is.
Gundam Build Divers. Isekai. I keep on hearing people refer to it as that. Isekai is the anime light novel story where something happens to person and they end up in another world, usually with the knowledge from the world that they
the other world. Oh, so it's
the first season of Sword Art Online, etc. And there's been people who keep on saying that Build Divers in particular is Bandai trying to get on the isekai bandwagon. I personally don't see it as that. I see it as more akin to the shonen tournament fighting stuff. It takes place in another world, but isekai usually has, at least in my mind, has the idea that you are trapped in that world and you can't necessarily go back.
Yeah, that's where everybody made the comparisons at the beginning. It's like, oh, it's just Sword Art Online, as if that was a bad thing. But it's like it wasn't, because it doesn't have the element of danger of being trapped and you can legit die. I mean, if it had more real world effects of the things that were happening in the game were affecting things in the real world, that's another story. I mean, I know there were some oddball aspects to that in the first series, but they basically did with Sarah what they did with I forgot her name. Kirito's daughter.
Oh, Yui.
Yui. Yeah. Device connected to your Wi-Fi network, mobile device, Android. Yeah, it's just my phone, stupid. But yeah, I think they definitely went with that whole thing there. So I'm an anime weeb. No, that's fine. I just had never seen that word before. But no, I mean, like, I think this version, this episode or this season series, whatever you want to call it, is more along those lines, because obviously something more is happening than that normal would be happening within the game. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we get some more cameos later in the season from first season. I mean, we only got
saw McGee, if I remember correctly.
Maggie.
Yeah,
as soon as I saw where they were, I know that bar. It's like, okay. I was like, that's fine. I figured we would see at least somebody, but obviously that'll probably come back again later. But we've already had reference to the Build Divers.
Yeah.
So something was going on. So we'll see what happens there. This seems more like new guys stumbled into something the old guys were doing. Whatever that trope is that's happened before in sequel series of other things, like, hey, previous people were doing this and these other people just stumbled into it. Like, I think Power Rangers has done it a lot. Different Sentai series have done it a lot, like passing the torch by accident kind of situation.
Speaking of locations, in the real world of Re-Rise, the place that they go to that has the strike statue outside. I know there isn't actually a strike statue, but the buildings there are so specific. I imagine it has to be a real place, but for the life of me, I have no idea what it is. Do you have any idea what that is?
No idea. Nope. I don't even know if they said where they are in the real world, so to speak. Do you remember the break decals prohibiting players from logging off in previous series? The break decals had had different random effects depending on which generation of them, because once it got more and more advanced, it was doing more to the game. But I could see it keeping them from logging out while they were fighting them. They couldn't get away from somebody who had a break decal. And I remember the break decals having effect on the people who used them, like their accounts and their Gunpla and stuff like that, or at least digitally, they screwed them up after they lost, if I remember correctly. Realistically, how much time could have passed since GBD? Not much. They're referencing stuff that basically just happened. Because this is the reboot. Like, this is the rebooted server, so they already had the reboot server ready to go and replace the old one at the end of the series. That was their whole idea. They were ready to flip the switch and delete Sarah with the new update. So, I mean, it's months, I think, since that happened. Because they're not referring to it like it was a long time ago. You know, they talked about the coalition and stuff like that. I think it's only been a few months.
Yeah, I would assume, the amount of time between the airing of the last episode of Build Divers and the first episode of this, just assume that's probably the same amount of time that's passed in that world.
Yeah, not even a year, probably. Well, that's been at least a year for us. But I would say only maybe 6 months max. Because these are people who were already playing the game. These are not newbies to the universe. They're just, because you got millions upon millions of people play GBD. We only saw a fraction, like the tiniest fraction of a percentage of the people in the game, because they're referring to the champion. So the champion's still the champion. Those teams are still at the top. They're still referring to the build divers by what happened. They're still referring to the coalition and what they did, and some people referring to when they were in the coalition and helped in battles. So, I mean, it didn't happen that long ago.
Yeah, and the way they're talking about the restart of the servers, it's like, yeah, it's a new thing, but it sounds like it's been around for a little while. So yeah, there's stuff that seems unfamiliar, but for the most part, everybody seems to have adjusted to whatever changes came about.
Yeah, I think that certain aspects of the games have obviously been, or the game has been updated. Obviously, the look of things has changed, the way missions are laying out, the way people are fighting. So it was definitely an update to the game. So they were already talking about doing the update in the last one, whether it was to delete Sarah or not. So just for them to slap out a new update to the servers, I mean, wouldn't take too long to patch in, especially because they removed her. Once they removed her, it's a different story. They didn't have to do a 100% reboot. They could just do the update to fix what got corrupted. It wouldn't be realistic if the characters GBD almost quit just after the series ended. Terrible epilogue. Did they almost quit? I don't even recall that. I don't remember how GBD ended after the fact. I could have sworn it just ended with them. No, I remember them logging back in.
They were going through one of the portals, going like, "Let's check out the new world."
Yeah,
and
so there was some
credits.
Yeah. So I don't think they all quit. I think, however much time to reboot the servers with the new levels, and then updates since then, which we've already had referred to, the new updates. That's why I knew that there would be a random story missions would be around. They were looking for whatever that secret mission was that they found. I still don't think it was the right one. It's like those, I guess in a similar situation, like a kid in King Arthur's court or whatever accidentally stumbles upon a portal to the past or whatever. So they just happen to run into this secret mission that's in this alleyway near something they were looking for. But it seems to be official enough that they have to go through with it.
Yeah, it's somehow integrating itself into the game, which I find that kind of amusing.
Just speculation here, because the build divers were clearly involved in it, which is why their login was there. I think they were working on a separate server or world or whatever of these new sentient characters that have suddenly started popping up, and this was just where they could isolate them into a new world and give them something. Because there's too much character depth to these NPCs.
Yeah, because you get the feeling that they're moving around, doing their own thing in between, and the great builders are there.
Yeah, the creators. That's why they're referring to them as creators. They literally created the world they're in.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems separate from a normal world. So who knows? We'll see what happens. It'll all get revealed. There's no point in really speculating. It's just fun. There's always another bug. You're not wrong. It's just funny because I figured that if anything, what was his name? Kazumi?
Mm-hmm.
Or I feel like he would be the one to contact the game masters to find out why the game is functioning the way it is. And like maybe at some point he'll do that. He'll be the quote unquote turncoat.
I could see him doing it. It's like, I never got my special title.
Yeah, I never got my
Admin,
special
what's
reward.
going on with this thing? I did all the specific things at this specific location. Some weird stuff is happening. And why are you suddenly running away with guns? What's going on?
Yeah, that would be a good thing. So check your account in GBGW. We have an increase in storage and daily capsule pool. Nice. I haven't played in a few weeks. Actually, I deleted the game because I was trying to figure out what was going on with my phone. So I deleted everything to see if it would fix it, and it didn't. So Gundam's version of Westworld. Yes, that's a good idea. I popped in for like a week, played some of the new updates, and then popped back out because I was busy doing Double October stuff. I mean, obviously I can recover my game. I just got to do the thing, but I'm just, I wasn't playing as much phone game stuff.
My phone died a while back, and I basically lost everything, and I haven't been able to recover the game. I restarted, but it's painful to start all the way from the beginning.
Yeah,
especially since I really like some of the stuff I had, and they had parts from some of the very first events on them, so I can't get them now. Poor Midas is gone.
Oh, I didn't mean to send that to you.
It's like,
Wrong.
yes, you are.
Why is he just sending everybody things? Sorry. I had four. I had four different things. Well, I saw some of the guys in the Plastic Animals group said if they were on in a couple hours. Well, it's been a couple hours. Okay, yeah. So because I had a message from you, the Joan, Joey, and those guys, and it's just weird. Okay, so it is what it is. Gundam versions of Westworld. Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty close approximation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm still gonna give the series a chance. I'm not gonna dive head over heels into the kits like I did with Build Divers. I just don't think it's worth it. In my opinion, I don't think it's worth it. Only one or two.
I'm gonna check them out, but that's because I really like them.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one or two kits that I'm remotely interested in, and the Xeon Gundam is not one of them. Since somebody was talking about Captain Xeon, it's like, yeah, like that guy already isn't being made out to be the person that they're going to have to deal with at some point as he tried to dole out justice in GBD or GBN.
Calling on bad manners.
Or here's the other possibility: we never see him again.
I have a sinking feeling that is the case with him. I think he's a one-shot character that was popping up there to be like, hey, we have an interest in such and such. And I don't think he's going to play a big role at all.
I think they dropped because you brought it up, and I know that's why you're interested, the G-Tube idea. So there are tubers within GBN who are streaming their battles and things like that, which I swear they covered in the first series at some point that was a thing. Why are you buzzing at me again? Oh, stupid notifications. The series I can stand, Cosme of the Justice Knight is insufferable. The series I can't. Okay. Gundam map looked awesome, but be more competition for my build time. Okay, Captain Xeon. It's a virtual GB tuber. Yes. I think that personally that the Xeon Gundam is so ridiculously overpowered, he can't probably do normal things. So that's the thing. I was like,
Mhm.
oh, I can just colony drop as a special move. Or not colony, but you know what I mean. It's like,
Either
let's
that
just go
or
ahead
it's
and
like a
just
scripted show or something like that. That wasn't an actual battle thing. That was a basically a
is all part of the
scripted.
series. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fake, but I mean like even before then, like just some of the abilities it was showing off are ridiculous and just like, okay, I know it's supposed to be like a souped up new Gundam with some Xeon stuff, but good God, like let's just that's the only problem I've had with build divers and build fighters. And I brought this up I don't know how many times. Your Gundam build doesn't really matter that much. I mean, it does whenever you're fighting with your realistic thing and it might break. It all comes down to what you program it to do.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Colony
that
drop with a band hammer. Yeah.
that's one of the things that I always wonder how they rig it up in those things because they have they come up with all these things like even the first build fighter series is guilty of this where um Iori was making stuff up
Yep.
and it worked.
Yep.
And I guess I kind of assumed maybe Plusky particles connecting to imagination or something like that, but they never addressed it.
No, it
And
this that was the main problem I had with it. Okay, so you could build whatever, literally. You could build
yeah,
your gunpla to do whatever. You can give it all the weapons you want. And in that case, reinforcing the plastic with metal to be more durable for battle because you were legit battling with
yeah,
the thing.
that makes sense.
That makes sense. And with the RG core, which was them just trying to boost the sale of RG's
Pretty
kits,
much.
um, that old idea to infuse the gunpla itself with concentrated plastic particles to give it greater strength and reinforcement. Sure, great idea. But guess what? You had to program it to do that. And the programming side was always the thing I was more interested in. I was like, I just came up with this and the machine does it? No. It's like you
Yeah,
had to tell it what it was supposed to do. It can recognize what you built by scanning. And the same difference with divers. Divers is way worse because it's all virtual. And you
mm-hmm.
can gain weapons to use in the game like you would for any other type of MMORPG. You know, you get your
See, that
rewards.
I can understand. That's because then you're getting something that has rules built into it.
Yeah.
But and this is probably also
But
because I have a background with tabletop games
yeah.
where if you want to have abilities, you have to write it down, and it gets
Yeah.
balanced by you can't play D&D and go, oh yeah, I have all the spells.
Yeah.
No, you can only be a certain level, and even then you can only do certain things unless you do X, Y, and Z. And
Yeah.
usually X, Y, and Z has to be done in game.
Yeah. So, but in this case, you can build your gunpla to do whatever you want, and then because you're not even battling with the actual thing, as long as it has the quote unquote moving parts, you can just tell. So, okay, the Valkyrie Rider, is that what it's called? The dragon.
The dragon transformable thing?
Yeah, it's Valkyrie Rider, right?
Something like that at the very
Yeah.
least.
So that thing has the ability to transform. We all know it. We've seen the kit. Yeah. We know what it can do. We've seen it in the intro. You know, the intro to the series shows you it transforming like it's supposed to be a surprise in the actual series. They should have done the evolving intro as things went on. So all you have in front of you is a kit that you know can transform and turns from this dragony thing to a little bitty knight with wings. You have to tell it what parts go where and why there's a difference and what abilities it's going to have. You have to tell it all that, which means that all of these kids building this stuff worldwide all have to know how to do this. And then when you get up to somebody like the champion, all of his abilities, like doing the Excalibur attack, which I thought was hilarious. That, sure, he's got the parts, but he had to tell it that it could do that. So, and the fact that it's all virtual in this case means you can really make up whatever you want to happen, especially if you do something like a kit bash between the Destiny and Double O. We get Trans Am Infinity. What does that do? Everything.
Whatever I want.
Yeah, it can do anything. It's like, sure, fine. Maybe our servers are exploding. I don't know. That's
I mean,
just
I like what the effect that they get, but I have to not think about it too much. Otherwise, I realize that the cracks in the story basically show too much.
Oh, oops, I'm breaking things. I just no, I forgot I still had the thing on there. I was trying to rotate it. But no, I mean, obviously I like the series and I like what they do. I'm just saying that to get those things, plastic parts aren't going to inherently have that. And obviously the builders have the creativity to know that they want it to have this ability of whatever reason. So they have to be able to tell any of the machine to do whatever they want. And that gives you the ability to be ridiculously OP like Captain Xeon. If that thing does do all of that, and literally it comes down to, hey, I programmed it to where I can point my sword in the sky, and now I can drop a colony on your ass.
Now, I suppose in first season Build Fighters, they touch on it a little bit because you have that entire team of programmers working for the Majan.
Yeah.
And basically they're programming. You see them all in front of computers typing when they're working on like the Amazing Exia and the Amazing or the Camp for Amazing and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. So but prior to that, before he got involved directly with the Gunpla Academy, when he was still at his regular school, he was still just as awesome with his Zaku Amazing.
Yeah.
So the idea that you can program your stuff is there. Obviously, if you got somebody who does it professionally, it's better. I think the biggest ass pool they ever did, and it clearly was programming, there's no way they built this thing, was in Island Wars. When they summoned the Dragon Knight, I forgot the name. Yeah, when everybody combined into the Kamiki burning, and then it did the Gunpla magic and literally summoned a gigantic kit. I can't remember the name of that thing anymore. Dragon Caesar, if I remember correctly.
It's one of the
Kaiser.
It's from one of the SD series, right?
Yeah, I think it's the Kaiser Dragon. But either way, they didn't build that and then they brought it with them whenever they need to use it, because they, in this case, they had what? Like normally their team, they've only got the 3 of them. And we saw them, they combined their power together for the one attack and it was a little more powerful. They just combined 7 random kits together and they can make this happen. They're like, hey, just everybody jump on board, loan me your Plavsky particles, and I can do this. And just like, if you took that to the world tournament, people would just call so much bullshit. They'd be like, what? It's like, okay, it's one thing if you have a weapon that does a giant beam or something like that. You literally summoned another gigantic Gunpla to work for you. It's like, no, you're full of shit. I'm sorry. It's like, that's literally like, hey, if we've got access to anything and everything in the database, we're just going to summon this thing. That's my biggest problem with that series. It's like, I like I said, I like tri fighters. I liked regular build fighters. Divers was okay and then mostly crap. This one I definitely have higher expectations for because they had a good strong start. I just don't want them to get bogged down in character crap that isn't necessary. Like, I'm all for character development. It's fine. But if you're literally pretending to be worse than you are because you have a secret or whatever, I was like, just, it pisses me off. Obviously you've got to have the people who need to learn their lessons and stuff like that. And you've got to have your one person who's better than everybody for reasons. And then you get a Wodam or whatever it's called that is like way too powerful for what it is. And that's fine. But, give us a good story and make it worth watching. And don't just give us kit of the week. you know, which is my biggest worry about that. Okay, so real quick, so Hida Atarasi said, I got a complaint about the Gunpla admins because Plavsky particles nerf GN and Ahab drives, or say Devil Gundam. The system places limitations on the mobile suits, but imagine playing a destroy mode. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I think that comes down to programming, though.
Mm-hmm.
It has to. They're not nerfing anything. It's just what it turns into. Because obviously, Trans Am is going to be Trans Am. You're going to get what you get, but also it comes down to if you're capable of piloting said thing when you use it. You can give it all the power in the world, but if you can't use it, it doesn't matter.
And that was the issue that was at the core of things at the beginning of the first season of Build Fighters.
Yep.
Iori could build like the best of them,
Yeah.
but he couldn't
He couldn't pilot it. Yeah. He couldn't use. He could build a super strong Gundam, just couldn't use it worth a shit. Okay, so I want to play a Grimlock instead of a Gunpla. That'd be fun. Yeah, build a big dinosaur robot Gunpla instead. That'd be fun. Magic is a term when physics can't explain just what the hell is happening. Yeah, funnels with a beam as powerful as a buffalo shot. Yeah, it's crap, but you know. We could add all of our funnels together and make one big beam, right? It works that way. I don't know. I don't pretend to understand it. I just know what annoys me about it. And they can just say, well, that's the funny thing. This universe doesn't have the limitations of Plavsky particles like Fighters did. It's like you had the physical limitations of the Gunpla combined with the limitations of what Plavsky particles could actually accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
This one is literally, it's a computer. You could do whatever. It's like as long as you've paid up enough credits to have the ability to do it, if I had to guess. Because newbie, I doubt you could have a complete newbie player with this most ridiculous Gundam just start wiping the floor with everybody with no explanation. You know, they probably nerf lower level people just like any of these games do. You know, they nerf you so that you can get started, and then your skills level kind of builds. You start getting more powerful because even though you had the power all along.
Well, you can sort of see that in like how they do things in Gundam Breaker and the mobile game, where
exactly.
you level up your parts so that way they can become more powerful.
Yep. Because I mean, the double O diver itself was pretty powerful, but obviously he developed more weapons. He developed more stuff for it as he went, and also developed his skills as a pilot. You know, just knowing what he could do. Obviously, what's his face was really pissed off that he couldn't give him a good enough fight, even though he knew his Gunpla was powerful. You know, so come back when you're better, so we can have a real fight. You know, so that part matters. And then of course, just getting good. Get good, y'all. I don't know. I want to see better. I want it to be better, and I want Par to just not ruin things anymore. And I want Justice Knight. Actually, I bet they kicked Justice Knight guy off the team for a little bit until he learns his lesson. I bet.
I can see that.
I bet they do. But then again, they can't make progress without him. So
yeah, because he's part of the Build Divers with lowercase I.
Yeah, it's just ding ding.
What's funny is if you look at the box for the Build Divers HG kits, it says Build Divers underneath the HG logo, and it has lowercase I.
Does it?
Yeah.
Now I want to look. Hold on.
And if you look on like the logo, they do that as well.
I want to go look now because I didn't pay that much attention. Gundam, spell it correctly, stupid. There we go. Gundam Planet. First thing comes up is Gundam Planet coupon. That's funny. Let me go look right quick. This is why it sucks. I can't use Firefox. I can just use it. What is that? Is that a clear double Zeta? Yep, they have a clear MG double Zeta coming. No, that just came in. What? Oh, this is all the exclusives. Okay, all the convention exclusives just came in. Interesting.
Oh, I guess I haven't seen the news then, so.
I didn't either. I just now flipped it over and saw it. So, anyways, that's not what I was here for. I'm considering getting that Gunner Zeku Warrior. Build Divers. Let me click on this, see what I can see. What the? I hate when that happens. Oh, I'm stuck on MG. That's my problem. Okay, try this again. New series. Yeah, we know. I like how they just don't bother to separate. Oh, what do you think about that new Haro kit that's coming? The keyboard
Oh,
version.
the one that opens up like a Pokeball.
Yeah, it's keyboard.
It looks interesting. Though if I haven't looked at it too much, but I remember one of the pictures I saw, the color on the inside of the mouth doesn't go all the way through, and that bothers me a little bit.
Yeah, it's so paints for. Valkylander. I got the name wrong. No box art in this. Damn it. I was hoping there would be box art in this shot. The Valkylander, not Valkyrider. Will you go back now, please? Thank you. Oh, not in Firefox. That doesn't work. Okay. I wanted to look at the box art. What about that Zaccarello Haro or Zaccarello? Yeah.
Yes, that one's neat.
Okay, and then there's the new May figure, which is creepy looking. Okay, let me try this again. I'll go look for this elsewhere. This is the most interesting stuff you guys will see today.
Or not see in the case of this.
Exactly. Re-rise. That's what I want to see right there. I ain't used to using the Googles. All right, let me scroll. Images. Okay, so I just want to see a box. I want to see a box art. I assume because did you actually, since we had the discussion the other day, did you actually watch the reviews you were talking about or no?
Oh no, I've avoided them.
Okay.
But it seems like every single YouTuber or Gunplay YouTuber that I follow in some form, with the exception of you, has Re-Rise videos on there. I'm like, I'm trying not to look at these so I can be surprised.
Well, it's the obvious notion that it just came out in Japan. There's no way for me to
pretty
see
much.
it.
That's why, that's why Crow-sama got it, because he's over that way, and I think Mecha Guy Gotsu is over there too, or something, or at least he was.
Yeah, they're between Korea and Japan and anywhere over there. Yes. Okay, so that's that. I love when they classify it as. I'm not seeing any box art. That's odd.
Oh,
here we go. I found it. Found it. Okay. Somebody's picture. Okay. Hirito. Oh yeah, Hiroto, not Hiritos. Build Divers. Need a closer look at it. Dang it. I think you're right.
Yeah,
but it's so hard to tell in this particular picture because it's so small. But I just wanted to see it.
I remember I was looking at, I think it was on Gundam Kit Collection. I was like, and I was just looking at the HG logo. I was like, wait a minute, what's up with they lowercase the I. That's cute.
Yeah, they did. Okay, now I can see it. Finally,
and then check the
what?
And I think in the part of their logo that's in English, they do the same as well.
Well, Re-Rise is the only part that's in English. The rest of it's all.
Well, I want to say like there's a part that says Build Divers or something like that in English, and teeny tiny text like underneath the little V-shaped symbol or something. If I'm provided I'm remembering things correctly, I could be talking on my butt.
Oops, I think your butt is talking. But let me.
Okay.
I'm trying to find a better shot of it because those were actual like pictures of the box, like just a little harder to actually. Like somebody's actual like cell phone picture. Maybe elsewhere, but not on the cover. Like the cover is just Japanese. That's what I'm looking at right now. There's a Justice Knight.
My pre-orders would come in. I would show you.
Okay, so he says, I thought Justice Knight was cool until I saw Kazumi in action. Same thing happened with the Greys. Okay, so I'm not gonna covering any Build Divers Re-Rise at all. Yep. You never told us you had a twin. What?
Huh?
He's not my twin. I don't know which Daniel this is. There's lots of Daniels in the world. Q typical limited release Zaku Warrior mass production. Sure. Sorry, I was missing comments while I was looking for things. And yes, I was not screen sharing because, well, it's a difficult thing to do. But yeah, okay. So the discussion we were talking about there, guys, looking at other reviewers' stuff. Obviously, it's not about not watching somebody's stuff. It's in this case, because we are reviewers, we don't want to be tainted by someone else's opinion before forming our own, especially on building a kit. So, if we go and watch, say Crow or Zach's videos and then go buy our kits, then we're already influenced by their opinions before we even do it. And because we do have a 2 or 3 week delay on getting things here, maybe even a month or more, depending, it can make a huge difference on whether or not we care or how much we like the thing. Whereas if you're a regular consumer of the product, then it doesn't matter. You're actually watching the review to determine whether or not you want it or you just want to see our opinions on it. Oh, you're talking about the gray design in particular. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, it's like that's what we were talking about. So like we weren't trying to insult those guys who have built the things, no. Obviously, because it's just the obvious thing of course the guys in Asia are going to get them the day they come out. They're going to be there Friday at whatever shop to pick them up. So the rest of us and the rest of the world have to hit that delay. So that's the other reason why it's like I'm not going to sit there and struggle to make sure I get the first review out and stuff like that, because there's no way for me to do that. There's no way for me to get that exposure. Now, if I feel like doing it down the line, then that's just what it's going to be. If it was something, if it was a new series that I was super on board with, like IBO, obviously I dove head first into IBO because I liked it from the get-go. I wasn't buying the kits, in advance to be like, okay, I'm going to review these and then, hopefully I'll like it. No, I was beginning to like the series. So they timed that well enough that they could show off the kits. But I think with IBO, like every other month or every 2 weeks, you knew what was coming because they showed the next kit that was getting released. So you got the buzz and the hype of seeing the kit, and then you saw it in the series, and then you started rolling into it. So it just they built IBO up really well in that particular case. But not all the kits were good. But in the case of Build Divers, I'm trying to point at the correct shelf. I can't. Yeah. That was like all sizzle. You're like, okay, here's all these awesome things. And then you get the kit in hand, and then maybe you see the 2 minutes it did something cool on screen, and then it just nothing ever again, or it's a one-time use thing, and you're just like, okay, why was there so much buildup for this kit? And then the series was the letdown. So it turned into the kits being a letdown. So if you didn't like the one thing, then it rolled in. So either you're gonna be hyped about the kits, and then it let you down in the series, or you like the kits and then the series sucks. Or you hate the kit and then you turn into hate for the series. So, when they're that directly connected, especially given that these are supposed to be characters used in the universe, when it turns around and the universe kind of sucks, just depending on your opinion, you start disliking the kits. You start like, I'm not going to bother buying the rest of the series, which is what happened with Build Divers for me. And I've even gotten rid of 1 or 2 kits, or at least parts of couple of them. Yep. Well, the funny thing is, the Grimoire Red Beret was actually one of my favorite ones and one of people's favorite characters. So that's a different story. That was just you needed that for projects. So and it's just literally taking up space on my shelf. But other things like controversies, like the Gabaldi Rebake. I didn't, the word rebake was in my head. I couldn't remember Gabaldi. Gabaldi Rebake had all the controversy of, oh, it's an IBO Gundam, but then it's not a Gundam at all. So it's just like, yeah, sorry for all that hype. And then people hated the kit until, or hated on the kit before it even came out because they were pissed that it wasn't what they wanted it to be. So I think with this particular type of series, they have to be more careful, so to speak. It just depends on the market, I guess. But for me, I don't need to have every kit of this. If something cool comes about, I'll buy the kit. But for right now, but you notice the one thing they haven't shown us, the one main character kit so far, we have not seen anything for.
We haven't seen the Waydom yet, right?
Exactly. It's like, so That's the one thing people want to know if we're even going to get.
Yeah, particularly since that would mean because her Waydom, as far as I can tell, is just it's green and black. There isn't any heavy customization to it that at least I picked up on.
Yeah.
So it would be basically a stock turn A Waydom, and that would mean, revive or whatever they're going to call it, turn A
Turn A
kit.
kits. Yeah. Re-release at least. But yeah, and I don't know how, like, it's funny that we've gotten all of these other main series kits so far, or seen them at least. But that one, who is clearly one of the main characters on the main protagonist team, and nothing.
I mean, I would be surprised if they didn't do something. I mean, it could be a case where she only uses it for a little while and then she switches over to something that's more marketable or something. But even when we saw that in...
Yeah, they didn't stop them from doing that in the first series.
Yeah, because she only used the GM cardigan for like a few episodes, and then she switched
first two, like the first couple episodes,
but I didn't care for that too much because I thought the GM cardigan was really cool looking, and then she's the girl, so of course she has to have the SD Gundam.
Yeah. I mean, the Power Gym is a good kit regardless. Let's see here. That said, despite all the raving RG new Gundam reviews, I'm just not in love with it. I wouldn't get it as much, or I'd wouldn't get it as much enjoyment just using fanfare as criteria for what I decide to purchase. Oh, yeah. Okay, so basically buying it off the hype and then being meh about it. Yeah, no, for me, RG New is entirely a hype beast. Main reason I'm not getting it is because everyone's getting it and everyone's praising it. Because at that point, I know I'm the one who got to shit on it, because that's what happened with some other kits, or like the F91 everybody hated me for. Or like Spicy said, he dumped his entire Build Divers collection almost immediately. So yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, I still love the Momoko Pool. I'm sorry, that's a good kit.
I have yet to actually build one of those myself.
Yeah, I was going to say you didn't build that one, yeah.
No, my wife did. She hasn't ever filmed the review.
Yeah,
she did the unboxing for it, and we were going to film the review, and then the teaching stuff suddenly picked up into high gear, and I haven't been able to get back to it.
Yeah, but I think that was one of the best kits that ever came out of it, and as far as I've ever seen, there's only 2 variants, if that. So
I know there's the red one that was the
Doc's version, which is on sale right now at BBTS. So if you want to get it for cheaper,
it looks damn good in those colors.
Yeah, actually, Joey had it in hand where he was the other day, and he said that's the only one he's tempted to get where he's currently at. Everything else is like stuff he just doesn't care about. But yeah, no, that would be a fun one, except it's going to be a sticker beast. It's just going to be like the Doc's Bear guy, just ton of stickers. Cool, but ton of stickers.
I probably wouldn't even. I just like the idea that it's red.
Yes, except for me, it looks like a McDonald's Momoko Pool. It's very Ronald McDonald.
Not seeing a bad thing.
Fine, be that way. All right, but yeah, it's getting late, so we may as well call it. I don't think anybody else is going to show up, even though I hit them up there. RG New is good, but obviously hyped. Yes, and frankly, in my opinion of it, because basically they are the shrunk down Verkas. I've already built the RG or the MG for new. Good God, MG new Verka. I've already built that. So. Am I keen on doing it again in smaller form? Like, I don't know. Like, that's one reason I don't, like I said, I don't tend to build the same things in different scales if I can help it. Like, the Exia is the only thing that I have in almost every scale. So I don't have the mega size Exia.
Was there a mega size?
I think I don't know. Maybe I just made that up.
I know there was mega size for age 1 and I think age 2. but that was because they were real. Apparently, at the time, they were really pushing Age.
Oh yeah, Age was marketed really well, but then dropped off the freaking planet. Maybe there isn't an Exia and I'm crazy. Oh wait, nope, no, it's 160th. Okay, so that's the
was
old.
the no grade 160.
Yeah, so they had the old 1 grade. No, yeah, there's not a 148. Oh well. I don't want to build that garbage though. But like, okay, so I got perfect grade, several master grades, several high grades, and now several SDs. So the RG is the only grade.
And a pile of parts that you're going to light on fire at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, see, Spicy just said the same thing. So, but yeah, that's exactly it. No, I might not actually light the fire. Even though I thought about it. Something must have just happened in the game. I just heard her yell.
Is it a good yell or a bad yell?
Sounded like a bad yell.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. She's still yelling.
I can't hear anything, so.
I know the new pop filter, I think, is helping. But either way, guys, thanks for coming and hanging out. We've actually had a pretty good number of people watching like all night long. So nice. I appreciate that. Unfortunately, not everybody got to come and hang out this time. But now that I know that StreamYard works fairly well for this type of situation, I just got to figure out how to port it through OBS, and then I can have all my fun stuff. But apparently there's a paid version of StreamYards where you can get access to more things. I don't need to spend more money on stuff.
No.
It's like, I bet it's a monthly fee of some sort to have the upgrades. I didn't click on that. But like I said, thanks for coming and hanging out, as well as you coming and hanging out. Obviously, we've got more business to conduct later on. I'm surprised you're actually home, given what's going on right now on your channel.
I had a chance, a break in trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've got a lot of work to do in the next couple days. But Spicy says I should get the RG Exia. I sure lucked out with the stream. Nice meeting Rodimus 13. Yes, he has been around and will hopefully continue to be around for a long time. So he's just there. He's now he's an installation, so to speak. But guys, I hope you have had a
wanted to.
Exactly. I hope you guys have had a great weekend and everything like that. And if you haven't, well, that sucks for you. So guys, obviously stick around tomorrow. We will have another Not Quite Master Grade Monday, and Double October will be wrapping up this week. Will be the last week that you can get the merch as well. So make sure you jump on that. Link is in the description down below as usual. And of course, stick around for near the end of the week where you see the opposite end of the result of the Kit Bash trade we did. So, but until then, remember as always to keep on nerding and to keep on building. And let's keep building this community together, because we're over 5,000 finally.
And I'll see you guys the next time you invade my shelf space. His shelf space?
Don't invade my shelf space. I have a DTOLF space. All right. Bye, guys. Yes, in broadcast.